This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Water.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But, oi! Contact with the fishies!
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan de Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. It's Michael Culture that's got around Dylan de Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cullajar's got past, so Dylan...
light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have a green light and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan de Bono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in, and we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the fishies, any of the piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
green and they're off.
First lap. Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons.
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Reece Tannock and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we can move on. Dodds just absolute thinker, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are watching from, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sim Racing World TV. Here tonight we bring you the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series round number 6 from Mobility Resort Motegi, formerly known as, or better known as, Twin Ring Motegi out of Japan. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro. Joining alongside me is Steve Sinkovic. Steve, we're getting into the last 5 minutes of practice now. Obviously, we've had some up and down runs throughout this season, but Motegi offers a heap of challenges and should offer us some good racing here tonight in the Supercar.
Yeah, 100%. Montegi's, this is the Mobility Resort layout, so it's going to be a bit tight, as you can see that on screen right now. There's a lot of hairpins in there, so it's going to be a few spots where the boys are going to be taking advantage of each other, on track that is, and under brakes.
Yeah, I think especially down at you can see the incredibly tight hairpin sort of as you come into the last section of the circuit, and then even down the end of the back straight as well. There are going to be some big overtaking opportunities, of course. You know, and I think even the last couple of weeks out at Mugello and Silverstone, they've offered us different challenges with similar style of circuits. I think tonight it's going to be, you know, it's going to offer us some good challenges, possibilities of safety cars as well. But I think, you know, whenever you come here, you can never really predict what could happen out at this track because it is just so unpredictable.
Yeah, I haven't driven it a hell of a lot myself. I think I've only been out there maybe 2 or 3 times on this track in the course of maybe last season. And that's about it. So I'm a bit green to this one, mate. So I'm going to lean to your expertise with it. I can just tell you from what we're looking at, it's going to be crazy. A lot of straights with hairpins at the end of it, man. So it's going to be catching that draft and taking advantage of people. And you look at it at that top end of the S's, mate, looks like it's going to be a very challenging track.
Well, I've called one race at this circuit, and it just so happened to be a Supercars race around here. So what I can tell you is it is tight. If people are going to go for moves, they need to be very calculated. Otherwise, mistakes will happen, and there will be incidents that will happen on circuit. So it's going to offer us up possibly a whole heap of fireworks, but possibly also fireworks in terms of fantastic battles. Now, when I did call a race here, it was at the Eastern Circuit, which cuts out basically kind of what is the second sector here. So obviously we can see a car coming down the main straight. We'll kind of keep an eye on them as they come through, and I can explain what the differences in the track layout is from what I've seen previously. So this is actually the first time I get to call a race around here in its full layout. So it kind of almost, you get to the bridge a bit earlier and then you kind of shoot up to the right hand side instead of going to the left. So it'll offer us I think some good viewing, some good battles as well. I think this could even be a little bit of a sleeper circuit for possibly one of the races of the season, just based on what we can see out there from these drivers and if they're hungry enough and willing enough to go for those overtakes.
Mate, these guys are hungry. Don't worry about that. It's Tuesday night, mate. These guys haven't eaten yet. They're ready for the big lunch. Best over the weekend. They're going to be going like crazy. If you're just looking at the last few weeks of the people that we're out there, we're looking at Rick Vigor needs to pop up again. He dropped off a little bit in the last week or so. The M1 boys and Jamie Davis have been right at the top, waving that flag. Billy Mole, Andrew Cowan been in great form. And then the boys, Rick Vigor downwards, have just been a little bit patchy.
Yeah, and also some of the drivers we need to keep an eye on in the amateur class. Well, of course, Brett Taylor took his first ever league victory on iRacing last time out at Mugello, so he'll be hungry to add some silverware to his cabinet if he can.
Ooh, yeah. He's got that taste, mate. Is it like a shark? You smell that little bit of blood, you taste it for the first time.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You want it over and over again.
Yeah.
Yep,
it's you know, it's hard to kind of not want to try and hunt for it once you've already had it. But we're coming into the end of practice now. We'll then get into our qualifying session. Sprint round format here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. means that the drivers will only have the 15 minutes. Once the 15 minutes is up in qualifying, that is it. They get nothing else on offer past that point. So if they're going to start a lap, they need to do it within a lap's length of the 15 minutes. Obviously, for a regular normal round or an enduro round, you'd be able to go past the 15 minutes just to finish your lap as long as you started it. But they will not get that opportunity here tonight. So a couple of cars going out on track already. Sinko, including Billy Mole, who we mentioned. Darren Crosby also out there. Rick Viger, Daniel Clutterbuck, and I believe the rest of the field will just start to slowly filter their way out of the pits in behind them. And possibly give us some incredible lap times. So obviously they will drop down as the session goes on. So, you know, and it's hard to say, like, Motegi, I don't know if you feel this as well, Sinko, but it's one of those tracks that is a bit of a sleeper in terms of, like, you never really know what can happen around here, and it's a bit of an unknown. It's a little bit underrated, in my opinion. I think it's one... Yeah. You know,
Keep going.
I was just going to say, it's one that I think should be considered more often for a calendar for a series, especially if you're doing a kind of a sprint round format. You know, even an enduro round here could be incredibly tough too. So I think it offers up enough challenges that people shouldn't overlook it as much as what they do. Although with iRacing, there's so many tracks that you can choose from. Obviously, some are always going to get overlooked. And I feel like this and even others, even a little bit like Oran Park in a way, it is kind of just overlooked to pick something else that's more favourable.
Correct me if I'm wrong, we did this last season in the other layout, didn't we?
I'm not sure if we did it in the Supercars, because I didn't call the Supercars.
In the F3s last season. I'm pretty sure we did it there, but it was the other layout. And it's pretty spectacular. Look, and it's interesting to see the boys going out on their outlap and how slow they're going. They're all looking after their tyres, and thinking about it, M1 boys are going to draft each other because there's a fair few straights in there. Have a look at them getting behind each other, getting ready. So there's going to be a bit of, I remember if last season you watched it, Hamish, on the Sunday night, the V8s, there was one particular race where the boys were all packing and getting drafts behind us. They were pretty much doing 2-lap sprints, hitting the pits, 2-lap stints, hitting the pits. And we had the top 10 doing that, trying to get a draft on each other. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try that here, because it looks like a track that's going to be very draft dependent.
Yeah, I think the rhythm of this circuit, it's not as musical as others have been this season, especially like Mugello last week. It is a very... not bog standard, but it is a, you know, Toa's going to give you an advantage around here. Use that to your advantage in qualifying, especially if you got teammates. I did just check the F3 calendar from last season. It was not on the calendar for that one. I cannot see past that, though, to see if it was a part of any calendars last year. If anyone at home knows, then please let us know, in case you keep the stats that I set up before us.
Billy Mullen's got second sector purple, mate. Sorry to jump over you. He's second purple.
Well, Clutterbuck has just pipped him for that one. He's gone purple in the second. Mole's gone purple in the third, though.
Third, yep. So he's gone second and third.
They're chopping and changing at this stage.
Taylor's gone third purple now, so he's taken that one. But Billy Mole's on a killer lap here. We know that we don't have to have all purples. And they are changing because purple is the highest lap in that quarter, fastest lap in that sector amongst all drivers. Billy Mole's done the second last sector of purple again, so he's on fire out there.
I'll tell you what though, Brett Taylor has just pipped him again. Then there goes Martin, who pips Taylor. So they're only going to get faster here as we go along, Steve. Mole comes coming up towards the line, I do believe, in just a moment here. He's coming down the back straight. So we'll see what the lap time looks like from him when he gets up there.
Look, we're getting excited, but the track is evolving, and it's only the first 4 minutes, so people are just really getting into their rhythm. Me and you are getting all excited here. I'm seeing Brett Taylor here with two purples going, holy crap, what's going on? And then I just thought to myself, oh, you idiot. We're 4.2 minutes in, and where people are just setting the tracks and the light and getting there. Billy Mole with a 152.4. Brett Taylor with 152.6. Clutterbuck 52.8. So the boys are all just starting to get in the rhythm, and we're getting excited because you know what? It's going to be an exciting race.
It will be, mate. So welcome to Ty Delaney into the chat as well. Great to have you here, mate. Great drive, obviously. Sunday night, got himself onto the podium in the pros around Mugello. He had a really, really good showing. We'll have to see what he can do again this coming Sunday when the pros and pro-ams head here for Super Sunday out of the Warren & Brown Toolsby at Supercars Series. If you guys are new here, please get into the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're enjoying the action, be sure to also hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon as well so you are notified anytime we go live across all 6 nights of racing that we offer you during the week. This is our first night of the week that we run. It always starts on the Tuesday, ends on the next Monday. Be sure to hit the like button as well. Any engagement we can get will help us grow the channel and help grow all of our series to help offer you much more competitive racing as we are now. So we highly appreciate it. Crosby's struggling for a lap. Yeah,
he's struggling for a lap, but you know what? He's also, there's a bit of teamwork going on here. The 3 boys are out, the 3 and 1 boys are out, and they're catching as much draft as possible off each other and pushing the whole team forward. So it'd be interesting to see if Crosby ducks into the back of these boys. All three of them are the smoothest was Kennedy there in that patch. So all 3 are fighting the setups a little bit at the moment.
I could see just a bit of a wiggle from a couple of cars out there, and I just wanted to check if the track temp was a bit hot. It's only 29 degrees at this stage.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we're going to get into the 50s, which we've seen this season out of Sonoma. But I think if we get above maybe, up towards 40 degrees, we could start to see more and more challenges coming for those tyres. So, again, the strategy always comes into play, Steve. We know how big strategy's been this season for the drivers. Yeah. Davis currently on 2 purple sectors. He could be on here for an absolute belter of a lap as he comes up through the final section. Fitzpatrick gets out of his way. He comes on through the final corner, of course, in the retro style livery here tonight in memoriam of his partner's grandfather. So obviously our condolences go out to Jamie and his family for that one as well.
Let's stick with him for a bit and go around and pay a bit of homage. He's going into the pits. That'll be just right.
So we'll wait for him to come out again. We'll see when he's back out on track.
So the story is his partner's grandpa raced in the same sort of livery at Calder Park and Bathurst. So he's a driver of some reckoning, probably in the amateur classes. I don't know at what level because I don't know the surnames, so I can't check it. But he did pass away just recently in the last few days, and he decided that he would run that livery for him, and it's a great looking little livery, nice and simple.
Yeah, it appears that the car originally ran number 70, as that is what is on the bonnet, but he has got his number on the side of the car. So just as a nice little homage and obviously out of respect, having that on the car as well. He has gone top of the timing tower off his last lap. It was a 1:51.95. So maybe there's a bit of magic in the car here tonight. A bit of spiritual guidance coming out of the 92 Ford Mustang of Jamie Davis. He's currently on his little out lap here, so we'll see how he goes here tonight. I reckon he should run this livery for the whole season. I mean,
it looks pretty good, better than white. Laura Anderson, who's a massive supporter of these boys, has just stated that good luck, boys, and RIP Derek Johns. So obviously that's the gentleman's name, and that's who the tribute is to, and I'm sure he'll do him very proud.
So when he does go on his next fastest lap, we'll go on board with him. We'll see what he can do. He's currently on the out lap, so we'll follow him around just for the moment. Billy Mole's gone fastest in the first sector, but it's been nothing substantial in the middle part of the circuit, so I doubt this is going to be anything absolutely spectacular from him to at least get him above, I'd say, P3. He could possibly pip Cowie for P4, but I don't know if it's really going to be fast enough. He is flashing us, so he probably knows that he's on screen, letting us know that he knows we're watching him at least. And I tell you what, the bright red, it really does stand out, doesn't it? Like, there's going to be, and I hate to say it, I don't want him to get into an incident, but if he gets into an incident, there's going to be no question who it is, because we're going to see this big highlighter red Mustang get into a bit of a biff, but hopefully it doesn't happen for him. So Davis goes on for another fastest lap now, and we'll see what he can do. We'll head on board with him here into our little pedal box cam, and we'll stay with him for the entirety of this lap just to see what he can provide for us in terms of some spiciness. See if he can extend the gap that he's currently got back to Kennedy in P2. 3/10 is the gap. That's what Kennedy needs to make up, but Davis will be hoping to extend it, as I said. We'll move around in the car as well and just get some sights and sounds of Winring Motegi and see what he can do around this little Japanese gem here tonight. So Davis, after possibly an emotional lap, pulls it up onto the side of the track there. Doesn't complete the lap, so obviously he's not happy with it, unfortunately for him. But we'll head out.
No,
We'll
he got a
see.
151. He made it across the finish line.
Yeah, but no, he hasn't. That was his time before then.
Was it?
So
Okay.
that was his previous best of 51.9. So out here with Brett Taylor, and I tell you what, he's making up. He's continuing on with this good run here tonight of what he had last time out as we come round the Eastern Circuit main straight. You mentioned the differences between some of the circuit layouts here. This is the alternate start-finish line for the Eastern layout. The difference is, I misspoke earlier, the Eastern Circuit cuts out the regular circuit's first sector. So you'd come around here, and at the bridge you'd hook a right instead of making a left, which they are now. So you can see a little right-hand turn off in the background. And Brett brings it into the pits just to back out of that one. So at this point in time, Steve, just above 2.5 minutes left in the session. I mean,
that's one of the PSR boys just gone off there. I was just wondering how much extra practice Brett got into this week after his result last week, whether it pumped him up for a little bit more action.
I reckon he did not hop off the rig once. I reckon he lived on that thing.
You reckon he didn't go chase that cat?
No. He lived on the rig for the whole week, I reckon. He ate, slept, and just drove all week.
You reckon he's got himself a drip drink bottle there so he can get nourishment in there?
Yeah, he's got a full. I reckon he's got like a full recycling system just hooked up to the body, just so he doesn't have to go anywhere at any point. Travis Daly currently sits at the bottom of the top 10 at the moment. He's P9 in class. Brett Taylor, the only amateur to break into the 10 at this stage. As it currently stands, as we get into the final 2 minutes of qualifying, it's Davis, Kennedy, Burridge, Cowan, Mole. That's the 5. Viger, Quash, Taylor, Clutterbuck, Daly is the 10. Then Crosby, Martin, Fitzpatrick, Hansen, Schultz. We're hoping to try and break in if they can. A couple of drivers yet to set a time, those being Scotty Weston and Josh King in the current session.
Crosby's on a purple in the last sector and then orange. So how did he end up with that lap? He's jumped up into third place all the way from about 12th then. So he's got himself up into a great position for the start of the race, or the first heat, I should say.
Of course, sprint round format means we go racing for 20 minutes with the grid that is set in this qualifying session, and then for the 40-minute feature, we just reverse the top 10 of the results from race number 1, and then that's how we go racing in race number 2. Crosby's doing well. I mean, he's leading the championship at this stage. 24 points is the gap between him and Viger. Viger's still within the hunt, obviously.
100%. 100%. It's there's still 4 rounds to go.
Including this one, 4 rounds to go, including this one.
Today. So there's 4 rounds of points to be done. So there's there's no slouches out there, that's for sure. So we got come on, open up for me. Viger on Crosby on 841 points. Viger on 800 points. Steve Kennedy 737. Billy Mole 733. And then Andrew Cowan on 700. So there's not a lot in there. Not a lot at all. And tonight's race has got some crucial points.
It does. And if we include the drop rounds, the gap gets even smaller for Viger. So without the drop rounds, it's 41 points between Viger and Crosby. With the drop round, it's only 24 points between him and P1 in the championship. So could be on for young and old here tonight. We've ended qualifying. We're going to get gridded up now for tonight's race, the first of two. And we could be on for an absolute belter here tonight out at the Twin Ring Motegi. We'll bring up our starting grid for tonight's race. Jamie Davis will start out of P1 with a time of 1 minute 51.950. He'll start alongside M1 Racing Stephen Kennedy out of P2. Darren Crosby and Chris Burridge will then continue the M1 Racing cars into the second row with P3 and P4. Andrew Cowan will then start at a P5 for Performance Sim Racing ahead of Michael Quash in P6. Billy Moll will then start at a P7 ahead of P2 in the championship. Rick Viger, currently P8 on the grid. They'll start ahead of Travis Daly in P9 and the P1 for the amateurs, P10. Brett Taylor for Valve Mentor Esports. Daniel Clutterbuck will then start at a P11 for TMX Global Racing ahead of Stephen Martin in P12 for Pacific Esports Racing here tonight. Then we'll go down to P13 for Blake Fitzpatrick and Daniel Schultz at a P14 alongside. So Marty Hansen and Jeremy Bush making up the top 16 with Craig Healy and Sean Vandermeulen in P17 and P18 in behind. David Leslie will then come home in P19 for qualifying with Peter Morris making up the top 20 here on the grid. Brad Anderson will then start at a P21 with Josh King unable to set a time in qualifying. Thomas Freeman and Jamie Budd will be our race controllers alongside Tyson McAvoy here tonight with Scotty Weston unable to set a lap in the East West Racing GMK Logistics machine during qualifying. So, Steve, not the smallest group we've had, obviously. 20-odd cars out there. Could be on for a good race.
Also, keep an eye out for Dan Schultz, Steve Martin, Brett Taylor and Blake Fitzpatrick. All within 18 points of each other, all fighting for the title as well in the AMS class. Schultz is leading it, followed by Martin, followed by Taylor, followed by Fitzpatrick. So there's another battle going on there amongst the boys that are at the back as well, at the front.
So we'll have to wait and see who's going to get the chocolates here tonight and who's going to go into the final 3 rounds with the effective lead of this championship and the benefit of that lead. You know, less pressure on them somewhat. They don't really have to chase anyone. They just have to defend. So it's all, you know, it's really getting down to that nitty and gritty in the championship standings at the moment. Pressure's rising. Motegi, will it be the backbreaker for some or will it be the game changer for others? Only time will tell. Heat 1 coming up in just about 20-odd seconds, Steve. This race is, as I mentioned, it could be a season breaker or a season maker. At this point in the championship.
100%. Here we go. 10 seconds left, people. Boys are getting itchy now. Getting a bit nervous.
A couple of comments in the chat as the lights will come up. Race Nuts saying, come on, Travis Daly, get up there. And Ice Pack Gaming saying, let's go, Team Pelican. Well, we will see how they go. Lights are about to come up. Engines start to rise their revs as we look to go racing for round number 6 of the V8 Supercars series here on Tuesday nights. Davis versus Kennedy. Crosby and Burridge in behind. Who is going to get the jump down towards turn 1? We've had a message over the radio from Travis Daly. Not sure what he's saying there, but the gridding is done. Lights are up. We're ready to go racing for round number 6 here tonight. Let's see who gets the bonus in race number 1. Oh, a bit of a bogged start there from Davis. The M1 boys start to just attack him. Oh, massive moment here. Kennedy and Burridge move up in towards the front of the field. Crosby managed to get through on Kennedy as we come through turn 1.
There's Davis. I can't see who that's beside him. And then the MLR boys going 3 wide. The M1 boys have got themselves to the front, but a very sluggish start there from Kennedy and Davis. They got pipped really bad. Davis has lost like 5 places.
Yeah, that bogged start really hindered him off the back of that one. See Cowie in the background. He wants it on. Oh, he wants this here. Not quite close enough to Quash. Kennedy's now dropped down outside the top 3. But racing is starting here. There's contact in the background with Hansen. I saw a car turn round. We'll get the replay up once the lap is done and dusted.
Yeah, McAvoy.
I believe it was Hansen and Fitzpatrick involved in that one.
Yeah, can hear the race control talking to them at the time.
Oh, big lock there from Kennedy.
Oh, nearly.
Oh, Davis has been balked.
It caused Davis to back off and spin. So that little bit of Constantina there was. It is Davis, isn't it?
It is
Yes,
Davis.
Yeah, he's just called that in, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it looked like there's a bit of a Constantina effect there.
So that there, just wrong place, wrong time for Davis. As we come down.
He's got himself up. He's up 3 places. He's got himself into a great little battle there.
Exceptional so
and
far.
Burridge is leading at the moment too.
Biggest gainer in the race though, Scotty Weston didn't set a lap time in qualifying. He's already above last round's race winner, Brett Taylor, into P12 at this stage. He's up 13 positions as it stands. So Scotty possibly getting some pace back that he's had prior to now and just trying to get back into the groove of things. He's really been hitting and missing the last couple of seasons on iRacing, but it's good to see him back up the pointy end and having a good crack. We'll get some replays going. We'll check out how some of those incidents happened.
Yeah. Davis is in the pits, mate. He's obviously had too much damage. He's gone in there and fixed his car up. But also in our AMs, we've got Schultz, Martin, and Brett Taylor in that progressive order.
Oh, and that was the contact with Bush and Hansen.
Yeah.
We saw the spin around, and then this was Davis. And it's a heartbreaking start for him, knowing what he's racing for here tonight, getting on pole position, and it's, you hate to see it, don't you? You just absolutely hate to see it.
I couldn't see if there was contact or what it was in the end. It was too hard to tell. They were 3 wide. Whether the guy that dived on the inside or not, well, that's going to be up to race control. I reckon that might have been net code.
Oh, that looked like the slightest nudge. I don't know though.
Yeah,
don't know. It's in between those cars. I
reckon. Yeah, a bit hard to tell. I reckon it might have been net code between Mole and himself, just by the glimpse that we could see at the moment without going in deep and analysing it all. But yeah, anyway, up the front we've got Burridge and Crosby holding nice and tight behind each other. Quash is tucked in between the M1 boys of Kennedy right behind him. But Kennedy's putting a lot of pressure there at the moment. He's like 2 tenths behind him at the moment. That's how tight it is. And then as you work your way down, we've got Clutterbuck with heaps of pressure from Rick Vigor. We're looking at a big night from Rick tonight. He's been quiet for the last few weeks. Still in the points battle, but just a little bit on the quieter side. There he is, just coming around the final corner there behind Kwashi in the TMX car. So you can see them fighting across. Billy Mole, who is his real name, he's leading another pack behind with Steve Martin and Daniel Schultz. Daniel Schultz has been overtaken by Martin for the lead for the amateurs for this lap.
We've had a comment here from Meg D saying, big thank you to the commentators for acknowledging the memorial livery this round. Pa was very impressed watching the SRW replays and always had a strong love for motorsports. Good luck to all. Well, from all of us here at SRWtv, we give our condolences for your loss, and we can appreciate the message and the meaning behind what Jamie is trying to put on the car and represent this round. And it's an unfortunate start for him so far, but hopefully, as we mentioned, there can be some magic in it, and he can make his way back up through the field.
Brad Anderson's also got the same livery on, and so does... Who's the other young fella?
Josh King, I believe. Yeah, it is Josh King.
As well, yeah, Josh King. So all 3 have got the same livery on, with their corresponding numbers, obviously, and the 70 on the bonnet. Oh, look at that. That's a new Fishy Motorsport livery?
I think I on my end, it doesn't look right. I think I might need to update my paints possibly, because it looks like it's been loaded incorrectly for some reason.
It's actually a pearl green colour, a jade pearl green colour.
Yeah.
It looks sensational, so you might have to do a bit of an update in between the races. It's looking really nice, actually. Great work to whoever's doing their liveries at the moment. I think it's Adrenaline or something like that.
Yeah, we'll get that updated during the warm-up session just to see if we can get it fixed and firing. Josh King's putting all sorts of pressure on him at the moment.
There's 30 of you out there. Please let us know if there's someone you want us to show, because it's there's a lot of cars on track, and we'll try to spread it out as much as possible. You know that Hamish and I will go up and down the field to wherever we see the battles that are close. Like right now, Craig Healy and Brett Taylor have got a beautiful battle going on. Taylor's like 4 tenths on the back of Healy, putting a lot of pressure on him and battling across. So that's actually Brett Taylor fighting and trying to get up the field. He's actually third in the amateurs at the moment.
Mate, we are absolutely in sync. I was clicking on that battle before you even said it, I'm not going to lie. Morris has just dropped a couple of spots,
up and down the timing chart, and there's just, it's all orange and yellow at the moment, peoples. There's very few little gaps. What's going on there? Is Crosby gone in, or is that? No, it's just iRacing doing it.
Yeah, we got a drive-through penalty for car 45 for contact at turn 5, lap 1. That'll be for Jeremy Bush with the contact with Marty Hansen. So, unfortunately, he's been caught out in that one, and he's getting sent through the lane for a bit of a drive-through for being a naughty boy. So, hopefully, he can learn his lesson off the back of that one. Up the front, though, Crosby leads his teammate Burridge to Quash to Kennedy to Cow, and that's the 5 daily. Viger, Clutterbuck, Mole, and Martin is the 10. Schultz, Weston, Healy, Taylor, and Fitzpatrick. Those guys have all been in their little battle packs at this stage, Steve.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a bit of a switch around here. Cowan and Vigor are down the bottom. Excuse me, that top 7. And that'll change the ladder a little bit. Not a hell of a lot, but enough to make it very interesting. Very interesting. And for those of you viewers who aren't iRacing heads like what we are out here, there is rain coming.
Not for these cars, though, unfortunately.
Not for these cars. Winter is arrived. So the what was his name in that show?
What what in Game of Thrones? Are you trying to say?
That's the one.
I think it was like the Winter King or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. The Northern King, the King of the North. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely not no king of any North. I do live out the Northwest. But winter is coming, and the boys are pushing for us to have it on Thursday night for the 86ers, but we're a bit hesitant to do it before we test it because we don't know what's going to happen with our PCs and our broadcast. We don't want to go out there and destroy a complete broadcast, so there's a bit of debate going on behind us. But Saturday night, we will have from 8 p.m. onwards 3 different classes, 3 different tracks, all rain and dry combination, starting with the 86ers, going on to the Formula Lights, and then onto the IMSA GTP, GTD cars. So it's going to be very, very fun night. Me and Hamish, we stuck behind the mics, having a bit of a giggle.
Yeah, and I reckon, what do you reckon, make it open lobby, Steve? Let anyone in the SRW Discord come and have some fun, no matter if
it'll be definitely every SRW member will be able to get in there. All drivers will be welcomed. We'll do a little poster and post the link up and set it all up to go. And have a bit of fun Saturday night.
I wouldn't have minded having a drive in the GTD, but I can't trust myself if I don't get practice in the rain beforehand. So I don't know if I'll do that. Drive through penalty car 12, turn 9, lap 1. So that will be for Billy Mole on the contact with Jamie Davis. So Mole has been classified at fault for the incident. You can see the wall wound on it as well.
We saw earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the wall wound on it. I mean, is that kind of proof in the pudding that he did it? I mean, we saw it on screen. We were a bit hesitant to really call it. Obviously, Race Control's made their decision, and he now has to come down the lane, and he'll end up, I actually think, possibly behind Jamie because he's been setting absolutely ballistic lap times up the back here. He set the fastest lap of the race a couple laps ago at 152.81, so he's just trying to make up what he's lost, trying to make up any positions he can in the next 10 minutes just to better himself for race number 2, where the major points are on offer.
He's able to be 10th place coming from behind to get the pole position for the feature. That would be his goal, I'd suggest, because it's going to be hard to get anywhere past that. And admittedly, it'd be pointless getting anywhere past that because to get that advantage of pole for the feature would be huge for him as well.
This is the current gap to the leader from every position as it stands. He's 35 seconds off the leader, but off P10, he's only 23 seconds. Now, can he gain that over 10 minutes? I highly doubt it. He'd have to outlap P10 by 2 seconds a lap. So I don't know if he's going to be able to quite make it, but we'll have to wait.
He's only doing about 5/10 at the moment, so he's doing well, but he'll run out of laps. He'll definitely be there in the top 10 by the time he gets there. Hopefully no incidents on the way through, but we'll see. We'll see.
Got a comment here
These
from Ray
boys in
Douglas
front.
as well, saying looking towards the rain-affected tracks should sort out the dry track cowboys before from the experienced racers. It really will. It'll sort them out for us, and we'll know who is really the best of the best, and who is kind of, you know, they're only quite good in the dry.
Car 869 is blinking at the moment, having internet issues. So that is Michael Quash, unfortunately, and he's all the way up in 3rd place. So I haven't seen him blink at this point, but we haven't been on with him all the time. You know what? It's going to see who's going to shine. There's bound to be some amateurs or some pro-ams that are going to really click with the wet and just all of a sudden stand out, and they're just going to be hunting for the wet weather. But it'll be interesting to see what happens and how the cars react. I'm itching to get out there and have a test run myself. I used to be in the old Project Car days. I was pretty good in the wet, but this is going to be a completely different animal.
Well, it's also going to come down to who knows the strategies of the wet. How do you tackle a track differently when it is wet? We've had an incident up the back here. It's Jeremy Bush. He's come out of the lane. I believe he may have just pulled it up just to let some traffic go, but I just want to make sure he hasn't actually had an incident, because it was about 4 things in a row, which I think it is just him pulling up. Josh King has had an off track as well.
He's done the right thing. He's done what I do when I come out of the pits and I've already had my race destroyed. I tend to. Oh,
I'll tell you what Josh has done there. I'll tell you exactly what he's done there. He's seen Jeremy and he's freaked out. He's seen him and he's thought, what's he doing here? Where he should have actually just thought, take the corner as you normally would.
Still learning. Josh is still learning these cars and still learning the whole iRacing experience.
Oh, yeah.
But back to what we were saying was, that's what I generally do. If I'm out of sync and there's cars coming past me and I've had to go in for a pit, I'll pull over just like he's just done there. And that's just respect for the racers around you and making sure you're not getting in the way. So good on him.
Yeah, so, I mean, but just back to our rain talk for a second here. Yeah, drivers are going to have to learn the way they're going to have to relearn how to drive, because the way you tackle a wet track is completely different to how you tackle a dry track. They're completely different racing lines. You know, I say this as a warning, and I'm only saying it once, so whoever's watching is going to get the bonus of this. You never run the dry line on a wet track, because that is where you get aquaplaning, because that's where the road has been dug into from cars being driven all over it. So you want to run the go-kart line. You want to run the outside of the circuit as much as you can, because that's where the grip is at the end of the day, because there's hardly any standing water. So
yeah, it's going to be an assumption as well that, you know, we don't know what iRacing has planned for us, to be honest with you as well. I've seen a bit of footage here and there, and it looks like it's going to be deceiving. Even I've seen them go through like puddles, and there wasn't any aquaplaning at this point. So I don't know to what level they've taken it to, but I know that back in the Project Car days, the rain, you would use a lot more engine braking, but you could dial your engine braking in, like adjust it to a certain strength, and you would use that to get your car around corners and slow it down before the corners as well, to allow you to get a bit of movement out of the corners. So I'm not sure how it's going to work here, mate. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I saw Jimmy Broadbent.
I just watched that tonight.
Who obviously races in real life and has raced in the rain. Car 175 is smoking apparently, and that's Brett Taylor, and he could be on here for an engine failure if he's not careful. And if he parks this up on the track, we could.
No, hang on. Let me read that. My car is sore. I'm making my way back to the pits. That's what the smoke signal said.
So, I mean, even if he parks it on track, I doubt we're going to have a safety car, because we're getting into the last 5 minutes of this race. But I wonder how that's happened.
I would absolutely love that if iRacing would create oil on the tracks. Also, when panels of cars come off, I think those panels should create damage when you hit them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't know if they're able to really have that happen. This is Scotty Weston just running off track a bit wide. I wanted to see if that was in with the Brett Taylor reasoning. I reckon what he's done is he's just changed gears down too fast. He's come down the gears too quickly, and now he's just hurting the engine, and he's still got a whole sector of circuit to go before he actually gets back to the start-finish line and into the pits. So hopefully he can make it. Go on board with him, see if we can hear anything. Oh,
he's just
it's
nursing it
hurting.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just nursing it home. He's got there. He's there. He's there. Just got to keep it clean through there and make sure he doesn't get a speeding.
Oh,
look at
big
that.
lock up from
He's
Morris.
locked up. Oh my goodness, that was a very deep lockup. King's just called that one in. Oh my goodness, that was from way back.
I can't say I blame him, to be honest, Steve. Title Annie's in the chat saying go Peter Morris, so I clicked onto him and we caught the moment as it happened. Like, oh, he jinxed him there. Brad saying go Trav and Cowie. Cowie at the moment up into P5. He's got Daly in behind him. So the former teammates are battling it out now.
Ex-teammates with no animosity racing.
They have had a couple of comings together this season, though.
It'd be just more bad luck than anything else.
Me commentary jinx Ty. You told him. You mentioned his name, so we clicked onto him.
Yeah, that was your Moz, Ty. That was definitely your Moz. Oh, Cowie's just wiggled a little bit out of there, but he's got it under control. This is a tight piece of corners here. This last bit, nice and clean. Both of them hang on to it, nice. Let's see how much drag he is. I think he's gapped him enough to avoid a huge drag there by Cowan. He's got him down to 4/10, 5/10, 8/10. 4/10, nearly 5/10. He's pulling away slightly. But up front, Quash is still sitting there nicely tucked in behind Burridge and Kennedy behind him.
And I reckon Kennedy maybe is waiting.
Drive through.
Which car, sorry?
Peter Morris, 312.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a drive through for that contact. I think that was contact on King.
Yeah, it was on King. So that was the that was Postman Peter's big send at that corner there. So again, though, it comes down to learning. Hopefully, he can learn from that, and that's what the kind of the tiers in this series are about. Steve, are about learning and having something to aim for season after season. You know, and more time you have in the car, the more you're going to learn.
Hanson's down to 2/10 on the back of Fitzpatrick, putting a lot of pressure. And Jamie Davis is also just about to pass. He has just passed Van der Meulen. So he's slowly making his way through the field. He's got himself now to 16th. He's got probably a lap and a half to go, so he won't get anywhere near where he needs to be in that top 10 place. But Steve Martin, Daniel Schultz, first and second for the AMs, followed by third and Fitzpatrick. So great bit of driving by those boys. And the boys at the front, the four at the front, have just made it their own race, haven't they?
They have, mate. They are having their own little dance at the moment, their own little tango toing and froing as they come around the Motegi circuit. I reckon Kennedy's been waiting for the last lap, and he's going to go for a crack here at Quash if he gets the opportunity, I reckon. Minute left in the session, so that means this will be the final lap of the race, and Quash is blinking. We have just caught it there.
Yeah, was that Quash? Kennedy that disappeared.
It was Quash, because that was who we were focused on, and suddenly the camera was just like, oh, where's he going? But Kennedy now, white flag has been called by iRacing, so final lap of race number 1 here tonight. On board now with Kennedy. We'll see here if he can pull out some magic from the M1 racing car and get the move done on Michael Quash and the TMX machine ahead of him here. Come through the first little section of circuit, up into the second now. And this is where we can see some little mistakes start to form from the drivers and just see if any of them are willing to go for it, willing to have a crack. As we come up to the Eastern Circuit start-finish line in a couple of corners' time. I don't know if he's quite close enough. He may be able to get it done down the straight if he can maximise the exit of that hairpin. And we've mentioned time and time again, Steve, maximising those exits is what is crucial to getting your overtakes done and staying within the fight. And that's what Kennedy will be focusing on now as he comes up to the hairpin.
Quash is staying pretty central. His defensive driving is pretty good. And see there, he's slowed them down so that he can't get the run on him. Did you see that? So that way they're both slow out of the corner so that the draft isn't as much of an impact because they're both slow out of that corner. So that's pretty smart to do that as well. Oh, he's still having a crack. Is he going to be able to make a stick?
Not quite close enough in the end.
He's going to have to look at his internet between sessions. I think Kennedy backed out there because he wasn't sure if he was going to hit him or not. Here we go, crossing across the line now. We've got our Heat 1 winner is Darren Crosby from M1 Racing coming across the right, followed by teammate Chris Burrage, Michael Quash in third place, and Stephen Kennedy in fourth. Well done, gents, and they're our round Heat 1 winners for tonight at Motegi. The boys that are coming across in the amateurs will be Steve Martin and Daniel Schultz. We'll be seeing them coming across shortly, and they will be the 1 and 2
for the amateur class.
Yes, correct.
So
where are they?
And look at this little. They've just crossed the line.
Oh, I missed them.
We had them on screen. We had them on screen. And then there is Fitzpatrick, P3 in tonight's session. Davis has got some catching up to do. P16 in this one. That's where he'll start the next race. Ray Douglas saying, did I see Mr. Crosby's front spoiler flick down coming into the corners? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we saw that. I don't know how he'd be able to do that.
He's looking pretty clean. No damage. Might have been a glitch in the Matrix, mate.
Maybe. I reckon Ray's taken the blue pill.
Oh. Come on, mate. It's Tuesday night.
No, I meant the Matrix blue pill. He hasn't taken the red one, which keeps him in the Matrix.
Oh, the red pill or the blue pill, the Matrix ones. Oh, okay. You've got to be a bit clearer when you mention the colour blue pill, mate.
Oh, mate, I thought I was as clear as days. You know, you can't be over clear with subtle jokes like that, Steve, otherwise it ruins them. You're
as clear as mud, mate.
Oh, I thought I was pretty clear, actually.
You know what? I expected a safety car in that first heat. I didn't want to say because I didn't want to jinx it, but I really did expect a safety car because of the way the track is sort of laid out. It's going to be interesting to see. 40-minute race now. Gotta be awesome.
So we got the warm-up coming up here. 5 minutes for these guys to just maximise their practice starts. I reckon one person will be wanting to do that is Jamie Davis. So he may head out on track, do some practice starts, and just make sure he is getting as best he can going for race number 2. Obviously, we can see the oval layout kind of in the background of this circuit here. It kind of runs around the outside of the main start, the main straightaway. Heap of simulated fans in the grandstands for us tonight, Steve. So even the computers want to come out and check out the SRW action.
Sorry, I spaced out on you then, Hamish. I was just looking at the track and thinking, why has this track got an oval around it?
Why does Twin Ring Motegi have an oval around it?
Yeah.
For the Japanese NASCAR series when they used to race here.
Yeah, it used to. It's been a long, long time. That was back when Australia used to have the NASCAR as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I don't believe they use the oval anymore. Nothing stopping us from using it though, if we wanted to. I reckon we need to get a poll going for next season if the Supercars should run at least one oval race next season. You know, just like a 300 lapper, whether it's around Motegi, like even if it's not like a big oval circuit, like one that's less known, like Motegi or something like that, just to bring a little bit of spice to the championship. You know, it could really heat things up and offer up just a completely different challenge for the drivers, you know, in terms of what they're having to tackle for 1 week out of the season.
Yeah. Look, it all, you know what, it all depends on budgets and constraints like that for us, unfortunately. It's one of those things I'd love to have. Like, I really want to have GT3s out there. I want to have Porsches out there. I'd love to get Indy back. You know, there's so much you'd love to do, but it's just so little time to do it, unfortunately.
Well, Pricey likes the idea, and like, I'm not saying it be like a long race, like 300 k's around Motegi would probably be about an hour's, not even an hour, I reckon, possibly an hour long. It's not a very long track. I believe the lap times are less than 50 seconds. So even if it was only like 100 laps Motegi. I don't know.
100%.
You know? Ray Douglas also saying, I only use the gin and tonic pill. Also, Steve, we do have GT3s. They race on a Friday with IMSA.
Yeah, I know, but not like its own like we used to have the GT3, the Porsches and that. I really like to get the Porsche back in there and have that as a series like we used to. It was a lot of fun back in the day.
feel like that's almost the a worst kept secret at this point, even though it's not even confirmed to happen anywhere, even in the background. Like, it's like we've spoken about it so many times now. It's like we kind of have to do Carrera Cup on a Sunday afternoon prior to the Supercars. So
yeah, we're thinking about it. We're talking about it. It really is just logistics.
I suppose
at the end of the day,
if the logistics are lined up, it can be done. So if you guys want to see it and you want to maybe have a crack at race control, let us know, because that'll help us push on to hopefully try and get another series over the line, like Carrera Cup or something like that. What's involved in getting more categories running? Well, more sponsors, obviously, to help us pay for that stuff. Possibly a couple more RC members. We're pretty much set now on some broadcasters. We've got a good amount of broadcasters at this point, especially backups if we needed to. And then finding the right day for it. And I think what we've spoken about at length, perfect day would most likely be a Sunday afternoon prior to the Supercars broadcast on Sunday evening. So why not Saturday? Because we like having one day off a week. That's why, Ty. We want to try and leave our Saturdays open. And it also makes it feel like an actual Supercars event, because obviously Carrera Cup is normally a support category for Supercars. So if we run it on the same day as the Supercars prior to the Supercars, it almost then gives us a feel of an actual, race weekend, especially if they were to run the same track as the Supercars possibly as well, just to save us again on some adminning and stuff like that. So a couple of logistics here and there, but, just have to see if we can make it work at some point.
Look, a lot of it is as well is that whether you guys want me to talk in a high-pitched voice or not, and whether my wife will just destroy me or not. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens. So these are the races that we will have on Sunday night. I'm just going to post it in the media. It'll be an hour session per race.
On Saturday, you mean? On Saturday, not Sunday.
Saturday, yeah. It'll be an hour race between, including your quali and your race, so like 10 minutes and 40 minutes, or it might be two races. The format will be a lot clearer later on tonight, but I'll just post that up in the chat so people can see it and have a look at it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Even though I copied and pasted that in, it didn't look like it's going to be legible.
I'll tell you what as well, whilst you figure that out, Steve, we'll quickly run through our starting grid. The only difference from how they finished in race 1, ladies and gentlemen, is the top 10 has been flipped. So Daniel Schultz will start on pole ahead of Stephen Martin in P2. Daniel Clutterbuck will then start at a P3 ahead of Rick Viger in P4. Travis Daly will then make up the top 5 ahead of Andrew Cowan in P6. It'll then be Stephen Kennedy and Michael Quash on the 4th row of the grid. It'll then be Chris Burridge and Darren Crosby, 5th row of the grid, P9 and P10. Everyone else will start how they finished in behind them, and it'll be a continuous grid from here on out. Be sure as well, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe as well, and hit the bell icon so you are notified anytime we go live with our racing across the week. 6 nights of racing currently on offer for you, so there's so much content on offer for you. Obviously, the Tuesday night Fiat Supercars series brought to you by Warren and Brown, which we are showing here tonight. The Wednesday night Shannon's Insurance Formula 3 Nationals. The Thursday night Shannon's Insurance Toyota G86 Nationals, which is also a Motorsport Australia official series. The Friday night Warren and Brown Tools IMSA Shadow Series. The Sunday night Fiat Supercars Pro-Am brought to you by Warren and Brown Tools. And rounding out our racing week, the Monday night Motorsport Australia Formula V Nationals, which is also a Motorsport Australia official series. We're going to wait for the final cars to get up on the grid around about a minute till the lights go up. And then we will see what happens. So Ty saying, when are we going to get? Are we going to get a commentary versus race control race soon? Possibly, but then we have to find someone to broadcast it and race control it. So some people will miss out on racing.
And it's just going to be me and Tyson down the back anyway. Bada boom.
Who knows? Maybe that'll be one for myself or JP and one of the RC members to get into the broadcast booth and chat about it while all the other Muppets get on track.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I'm not sure how much fun it'd be for people watching. It'd be fun in the car. But it would be reminiscent of the days when we used to have our practice sessions and everyone would leave, and then there'd be Greg Johnson, Greg Leake, J Mac, myself, Dean, Brad Wall, just carnage and hitting snipers from across the roads and across the fields. Anyway, we're green.
And we are off and racing for race number 2 here tonight. 40 more minutes of Motegi action coming your way. They all spread out like a fan on the circuit. It was a great start there from Schultze. Cowan already in the battle here with Burridge in the background, and they just start to get back into their rhythms that they had come at the end of race number 1. So see if any of them can make some gains here in race 2 and see if they can make up for any time lost out of the first race here tonight. Billy Moult dropped a couple of spots there. He's just in a heated battle with Fitzpatrick and Vandermeulen at the moment, back outside the 10. So we come
Taylor
up
has just balled in something to race control, so something's happened with Taylor at the back there. And RC's having a look out at the boys and fanned out into single lanes very, very quickly. Can't see any of them at the moment going too wide, but they did try 3 wide earlier on, but everyone's settling right down. And Schultze is... he's going to be a hard one to pass, mate. He's a bit like Greg Johnson. He's got very broad shoulders and wide elbows, and he will be putting them out for as long as he can, let me tell you. He won't make it easy for these boys to pass.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try and make that performance sim race Mustang as wide as he possibly can. He's obviously got Clutterbuck in behind him, Martin P3, Viger P4 already, so he'll be hoping to get up on the top step to hopefully try and shrink that lead that Crosby currently has over him in the championship. Crosby outside the top 10 at the moment. He's P12, so he's already lost some spots off the start. Davis is already up into P11.
You're reading my mind. He's 5 places up. He's doing really well.
And he makes it into the top 10 down the inside of Healy this time by as well. Into the final section of circuit we come, and Davis all of a sudden has got a good run here for the next 40 minutes. He's only got 9 cars to pass before he can get back into P1. So could this be the absolute magic that we were hoping for out of the 92 Mustang here tonight? They cross the line to start lap number 2. Get our timing tower back up for you so you can see how the current running order looks.
Just having a crack there at the back. He's got himself, he's dropped 3 places, Crosby, so he's, no, sorry, not 3, 2 places. So he's trying to fight his way back now behind Healy. He's 3 tenths behind him and giving him as much pressure as possible. He wants to be able to stay as close as he can to Davis because they're all fighting for positions. Oh, well, he's moved across left. Crosby stayed out right.
I think Healy knows he doesn't really have the pace as Crosby, and he's just willing to let him go. Yeah, bit of a race.
Well, it's not a bad move because Davis was pulling away.
Yeah.
So letting Crosby past is not a bad idea because he can jump on the back of his tail, and hopefully together Crosby will drag these boys up onto the back of Davis. Well, that's what Healy's probably hoping for. The timing tower, mate, is all orange, all under 5 tenths. Crazy. Daly's on the back of Kennedy with 2 tenths. And there's, again, Davis is on the back of Daly now with 2 tenths. So it's all packing up really tight across there. I think that's all due to Schultze holding them all up now. He is the cork in the bottle.
And Davis just wanted it around the outside of Daly. Wasn't quite close enough to get it done this time by. This is where he got the move done last lap on Healy. Will he shoot the half and get it up the inside of Daly? Oh, he squeezed him.
Is that moving on the brakes?
Not 100% sure on that one.
I don't know, man. I got pinned for that the other night. And that's very similar to what I did. So they'll be interested to see if he calls it in. I don't think Davis will, but geez, it looked like it, man. It really did.
I noticed as well in the chat, Ty decided not to name Peter by his full name. He just said Peter this time by, hoping not to jinx him once again. On board now with Davis as he tries to chase down the MSR machine of Travis Daly ahead of him here. He's back into the top 10 after an absolutely horrific race number 1 after the lap 1 incident. He did manage to get up into the top 16 throughout that race, but after starting on pole in race 1, this is not the kind of evening I think he would have been hoping for. So we can see as well the...
Healy has lost a few places there, mate.
Oh, he's gone off track, so we'll get the replay up on screen.
Yep.
We'll see what's happened to him here.
While we've done all that, Crosby has just set the fastest lap of the 154.330.
Oh, and He's run
Oh,
it
he's
wide.
just gone wide. He's just gone wide.
Oh, that was nearly a poor
close.
rejoin.
That was real close.
And then Sean Vandermeulen's also had an incident. And I tell you what as well, I've actually jinxed Peter because he's also had an off track as well. So we caught the back end of Sean coming back on
Schultz has
track.
lost top spot. Clutters has passed him up the top of the front, up top of the leaders. And it looks like there's been a bit of shuffling going on everywhere. Someone's gone off track. Who's that? Cowan's gone off track by the look of it.
Oh, that's push again.
No.
Oh, unfortunate.
Peter Morris. Yeah, unfortunately there.
Yeah, this was Cowie's off track. We're just kind of catching up for all the incidents that have happened during this replay period. That was contact with Clutterbuck and Viger. Almost a mirror image of Jamie Davis's from race number 1. Viger, great display there of holding brakes.
Look at this. 3 wide through there. Christ almighty.
Absolutely insane. And look at this. We come back on board with Davis, and he is right up Stephen Kennedy's clacker at the moment. I was going to mention the kind of message on the bonnet of Davis's car saying in loving memory of... they're
both going to get Quashi there. Is Davis going to be able to make it stick through the corner? No, Quashi's got enough. Is he got... Oh, he's got overlap. He has. Jeez, that was close. That was very, very close. But Quashi was very respectful, left him some space. But the over-under from Davis now, is he going to be able to make it go? Jeez, these boys are battling fair, but battling hard. Look at this behind them.
I know, they are... These guys are battling so tight right now, they're like a tin of sardines. Like, there is no separating them on this track at this moment in time. We've seen a couple of incidents happen off the back of it.
Because he's slowing them right down.
Oh, we can.
Schultz is doing 155, 156 is his last lap. Though he's Clutterbuck's managed to get past him, but that's slowing down the rest of the field as well. What did we have earlier last session? We had them all going around 54s. So they're travelling at nearly 3 seconds slower than they were the first race.
This was how Clutterbuck took the lead of the race on lap number 3. It was round the outside of Schultz. It was an exceptional job. That then gave him the inside line. Schultz had to back out of it. And then we saw the contact in the background of Viger with it wasn't Clutterbuck, sorry, it was Quash who had the contact with Viger. So that was how Clutters got it done and dusted to move up into P1 of this race as we continue on now. So 7.5 minutes in, Sinker. No safety car just yet in the second race. They're still a bit feisty out there. Burridge is all over the back of Schultz.
Burridge is putting a lot of pressure on, man. He knows he needs to get past Schultz ASAP because Clutters has already put in that one lap. He's put 1.2 seconds gap on him. So the pace that Schultz is showing is the 56s against the 54s. So they need to catch up and get past him as quick as possible, or Clutters is going to have this in the bag.
Oh, that's a wide line from Quash. He went off the track. He went off the track there out into the kitty litter.
Oh, just making the dive in on Schultz. Oh, he's not quite there.
He's not quite close enough at this stage in time.
Have a look who's in 5th place, mate.
I know, Mr. Davis.
Places. Up 11 places, people. He's got himself, and he's all there already in the hunt, and he is 7/10 behind Kennedy right now.
This is Kennedy, who Davis is just trying to get onto the back of. Marty Hansen has had an incident in the background. We'll get the replay going for you just so we can see what's happened. So out here, the East West Racing machine, you can see Mole wants it up the inside. Big lock up from him. Oh, and then he's just all out of shape. And Hansen was just a sitting duck.
That was netcode. It looked like it flicked him the way it threw him. That's unfortunate. Was that Hansen? Because Hansen called something out.
Yeah, it was Hansen. That was the incident that he called in. Look at this, though. Kennedy wants it up the inside of his teammate Burridge. Wants to put the pressure on Schultz ahead. Backs out of it at the last minute. And they are all over him right now. I mean, Schultz has got absolutely no coverage for this. It's 2-on-1. It is a handicap affair.
Is he? He's got to remember he's not fighting with these guys.
Davis is up there too.
He's out of class here, so he needs to worry about what's around him. So his next opponent is Daniel Schultz. His next opponent is in 8th place, Steve Martin. So he's also sitting in the top spot in the AMs at the moment. So he needs to get as far up as possible, stay as far up as possible to get all these bonus points against the next AM. So he can take this title a little bit further and deeper into the series.
Look at that. What a move from Davis up the inside. Kennedy's not just going to let him have it, though. They are going to fight for quids all the way up to the next corner. Oh, big logger from Kennedy, and he's lost it.
Oh, is that Kennedy? It
That
is
was Kennedy.
He's just gone in too deep, too hard, and he's actually managed to hold it. He's only lost, what, 2 places? So not a bad effort there at all. He's behind Daly, so he's done well.
But
Crosby is a big mover as well. Crosby is up 5 places at the moment, so he's done well. Billy Mole 3, Fitzpatrick 4, up Brett Taylor up 7 places. Taylor has got himself into 4th position on the AMS podium. Geez, wouldn't it be great to see Taylor come up in the 3rd and get another podium for the night, for the week?
I know. Drive-through penalty for car 014 as well for contact. In brackets, turning down on car 869 with overlap lap 3, turn 9. That is Rick Flyger who's got that one. So they've determined that he was actually at fault for the incident. Now he's going to cop a drive-through, and his night goes from bad to worse. Look at this, though. Davis wants it round the outside.
He's got him in the next corner.
He's
got him in the next corner. He'll be on the inside.
If Schultz gives him the room, he'll have it.
Yeah, I knew Schultz was going to do that. I knew it. I knew he was going to go the inside. He's just the way he drives, and he's putting a lot of pressure. He's pushing it wide.
And Crosby's now going to have a crack at Davis as well. So I'll tell you what, there was a little bit of a lock there from Schultz, but what it's doing, his car's actually driving smart for him, because it's actually dragging Crosby into the battle and now putting pressure on Davis.
Yeah, that was close, man. That was very close. I knew he was going to tuck into the inside and make him go the width and carry him out wide, but that nearly cost him too, because he went out wide and nearly got Crosby cut in on the inside of him. But now Davis has got a bit of overlap. Oh, careful, Schultzy. You don't want to have contact there, mate. Remember, you're not fighting these boys. Your title fight is behind you. 8 places.
The reason he'd want to be holding this is it's given him a significant points advantage over Martin in behind.
But you want to finish the race. You have to finish the race.
That's true. Drive-through penalty for car 12. Contact on turn 6, lap 5. That's going to Billy Mole. So it has been determined that he was at fault for that incident that we saw earlier. I believe it was with Marty Hansen. So he has been deemed at fault for that one. Davis has now managed to get past Schultzy. So he is now able to break away.
Full credit to him. He's driving very well, very defensive. He's kept these boys behind him for 7 laps. So he's done really well. He's only lost 3 positions in 7 laps. Good on him.
I saw Mole dropping spots. I just wanted to make sure he hadn't actually gone off track, and I think he was caught out by the race control message a little bit, but he should be coming into the lane at the end of this one. We'll head back up to the battle, though, that was on hand. It's now Daly all over Schultz. Crosby is in behind Daly. So all of a sudden, Davis, who's P3 in this race, has now got a bit of leeway about him. He's got a bit of a buffer between him and Crosby in behind. And all he has to do is try and cut quality laps to chase down Chris Burridge and Daniel Clutterbuck at the front of field. Clutterbuck, by the way, 2.7 second gap back to Burridge. He's doing exceptionally well at the moment at the current point in time in the race.
Right now. Yeah, his last lap was a 1:54.16. Actually, Burridge has just done a fastest lap of 1:53.8. So he caught a few tenths on him there. But apart from that, Clutters has just been consistent in the low 1:54s.
All 3 of the top 3 into the 54s now. Their lap times were only separated by 2 tenths. That last time by Burridge was the fastest of them over the 7th lap of the race. Crosby now wants it on Daly. Daly covers the inside line. We've seen some contact happen up here at this corner. Can they keep it nice and clean? Crosby backs out of it the last minute. He doesn't want to force the issue. He'll wait for another day to battle this out with Travis Daly. Big slide from the MSR car, though.
Oh, lucky he's just held that. I thought straight away that is going to go. I was about to say that Kennedy and Crosby will team up for a pass here and block the run from behind. Kennedy will block a run that's going to come from behind to let Crosby take it. And he looks like he just has been doing that. He's taking the inside line and tucked in right behind him. Oh, my God, that was a little bit close. Jesus Christ, that was some close racing there, boys.
There is nothing between them, and I reckon we're going to need some endocardiograms after this race, Cinko,
Mate,
because
I was calling Code Brown then, mate. If that was me driving, it would have been all the way up inside his exhaust.
my heart is absolutely racing right now off the back of this, and I cannot imagine how badly theirs are at this stage in time.
Go the higher view, because Martin is on the back of Quash on the back of Martin at the moment as well in this same battle pack. The boys are fighting left, right, and centre. We've got in these 5 cars, we've got 2 little packs that are fighting for his west. Quash is going to make a go for it here.
I saw Cowie in the background as well. He's starting to kind of just see the little
They're
braking
all-
moments of Weston, just trying to force a move, possibly maybe try and force him ahead of Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Schultz is doing all this again. He's got a bottleneck going now behind him. So he's got Crosby, Daly, Kennedy, Quash, Martin, Fitz, Cowan, Weston, all behind him, all in 5 to 6 tenths of each other. Have a look at this. He's gone on the inside, Cowie. Is he going to make it stick? He has done.
He's covered it
Jeez,
from
that car's
Weston.
had some better days.
Oh, mate, he's had so many. He's had more hits than Elvis in this one, I reckon. He's just been rubbing panels with everyone out on track. You can see the war wound on Brett Taylor's car. He's had some contact too, so all of these drivers are just trying to keep it as clean as possible here. 16 minutes into the session. There are 24 minutes left here tonight. We'll have to wait and see what the strategies are for the pit stop in this race. It should be a one-stop strategy, being that it is only a 40-minute affair. So we'll just have to wait and see how the game plans start to play out. If anyone's able to get a bit of an undercut done, I mean, running 1 minute 50 lap times and above, you don't really see the undercut happen too often.
Oh, look at this. Oh, I tell you what, the back of that PSR car is turning yellow as we speak. There's so much paint being rubbed between them.
Oh, look at this.
It's like a zinc on his nose.
outside.
Oh, he's done it well. He's made it stick. Great move there by Crosby. He's taken the outside line and made it go. Shorty's got a bit of wag in his tail then as he was trying to take off then, so I'm not sure if he's probably overcooked his tyres a little bit there, but he'd be wise to stay as close as he can to Crosby and let Crosby tow him down the track so he can keep Daly and Kennedy behind him. His next battle is with Martin. Martin is in 9th place, Fitzpatrick in 10th. So 2nd and 3rd for the AMs are only 1, 2, 3, 4 positions behind. So he needs to maintain that as much as he can.
Well, I could see as well, Daly was in kind of the same boat as Schultze through that corner. I saw a bit of a wiggle from his car in the background. So
a few of them are touching that grass in the
look
back
at that line of cars just coming down the straight there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much happening in this section of circuit. Davis has gone fastest the last time by, 53.7.
54s into the 53s.
He's only the second guy to do it in this race. Burridge was the first. He did the 53.8, but Davis has gone 1/10 quicker this time by, and he is starting to chase them down as fast as he possibly can. He's already spread the gap out to Crosby to 5.7 seconds, so Crosby's going to have to do proper quali runs now just to get up on the back of Davis, or hope that Burridge can hold him up. Oh,
He doesn't know which way to go. He doesn't know which way to go. There's 2 of them side by side. He was sniffing it all the way around, but he's letting Kwashi into the battle as well. So now we got Daly. Oh my crikey, Daly and Schultz, and then we've got Kennedy fighting Kwashi in the back there as well. This is some spectacular racing, and it's bringing Martin into it as well.
Off the back
these
now,
boys have put on a
Schultz's
show and a
car.
half.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, the little hidden gem in Japan is absolutely delivering for us right now. This has been awesome. Some of the best on-track action we've seen across the board in SRW this season is coming out of this race right now. Yes, we've had some incidents. Yes, we've had some questionable moments, but the battles have been absolutely epic so far. They are so close. The P5 down to P11 are all separated by less than half a second between every single car, and they're all separated by probably only about 3 seconds on track.
Oh, it's nuts. You're not far off wrong, mate, at all. I think it's even less, to be honest. It's all pit lane Kennedy, Fitzy and Cowan. It's dropping. They're all dropping into the pits right now as we speak. Kennedy was the first one in, followed by
Taylor's also in
Fitzpatrick,
as well.
Cowan and Taylor.
So it's interesting they've come in now and they've come in before the 20-minute mark. So what I think that means is that they know they're going to be able to get to the end from this point. They want to get in as early as possible and go for that undercut if they possibly can.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. They're dropping. The problem is the field is that tight all the way through. Like we just said before, 3 seconds amongst, what was it, 12 of those guys. Now, because they've gone through that pit, they've dropped all the way down to 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th.
That's okay, though. They're the first to jump on him, at this stage. Kennedy has jumped them. He's gone slightly faster in the stop. In fact, Kennedy and Fitzpatrick's stop was the exact same pit stop time, but the lane travel, Fitzpatrick's was actually faster, and he's actually managed to jump Cowie now for that position as well.
Yeah, Cowie was the loser in that one. Schultz is still out, and Steve Martin's still out. Steve Martin, with all that, has got himself to 2 positions behind Schultz. So he needs to giddy up, and he is giddying up. He is only 2 seconds behind him now. So that's going to change the battle for the podium for the AMS this next pit stop. So it's going to be interesting to see if Schultz comes in soon or stays out a bit longer and tries to go with a lighter car. Josh King and where'd our boy Brett Taylor go? He's all the way down the bottom.
Yeah, he's been in the pits.
He's pitted.
Yeah.
Yep, he's pitted. So he's
had
hoping
a very
that he
long
can follow
stop
these guys
as well.
through.
He had a long stop compared to the other boys. The other boys had a 17-second stop. His was 24 seconds. Majority of the top 10 are in, though. It's Burridge, Davis, Crosby, Daly, Schultz, Martin and Weston all in. Clutterbuck and Quash have stayed out, so our leader has remained out on the track. He'll be hoping just to try and extend the lead. He'll want to come in, though, in the next lap because he doesn't want to allow Davis or Burridge to undercut him in any way by getting an advantage on track.
I tell you what, Schultz did him a massive favour holding up that bottleneck. He's given him a 13-second advantage, which is huge in the pits. Reese DeGoey, hey mofos, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you on board tonight with everyone else out there watching. If anyone wants to see anyone particularly on track, let us know. Please let us know. There's a fair few people watching tonight, which is fantastic, and keep the chatter going. Also, like and subscribe, please, please, please.
Look forward to calling Reese's races next season when he joins me in Split 2. Of course, he finished in the top 3 of the Split 3 Championship for Vets, and he'll be coming up into the split that I like to commentate every Saturday night during that season. So I'll be looking forward to see how he goes, see how he progresses, as well as the only performance sim racing driver at this stage in the Vets. Of course, Cowie is unavailable most Thursdays to do it. So, but those guys and myself are still trying to convince him to get into Vets as well, because I reckon he'd do pretty well.
Oh, he would, but is he? I don't think he's 40 yet. Is he 40 yet?
He's of age. He just hasn't been available.
Oh, he's of age.
Yeah. Well, I don't know his exact age, but I know that he's eligible.
Schultz has gone in and out as well now, the pits too. So he is come out behind Peter Morris and Blake Fitzpatrick, so gone to third. Peter Morris still yet to pit, so that will be the difference. But Blake Fitzpatrick has undercut him and has taken 2 places ahead of him. So well done to him. Biggest mover and shaker, Jeremy Bush, 19 places up at the moment. Obviously, he hasn't pitted yet, so he'll drop a few, but that's pretty spectacular on board. Jamie Davis, 11th. Here we go.
11
Just as I mentioned,
spots
Jeremy
up.
Bush and Daniel Clutterbuck are both pitting.
They are.
Oh, gosh, he's still going, mate.
He is. We had Laura Anderson asking us just to check out how Brad's going at this stage. P19 at the moment, yet to do his stop. So unfortunately, it looks like he will more than likely end up at the back of the field once he does come in. But again, he's still trying to learn, still trying to get better. I'll have to wait and see how he does throughout the rest of the proceedings here tonight. We're halfway through the race. 23, nearly 24 minutes in fact. Viger, Morris, Bush, Vandermillen are all in. Clutterbuck has come in. Davis, though, has jumped him for P1.
Have a look at Kennedy's time. He's nearly cracked the 52s. He's hit a 153.074. That's 7th 100ths away from cracking the 52. That is a spectacular time.
I'll tell you what, though, what is interesting about this, Davis managed to undercut not only Clutters for the lead, but Burridge as well. So Burridge wasn't able to get past Clutters. but he wasn't able to do enough to but Clutters wasn't able to do enough to stop Davis. So now Davis sits provisional P1 of this race and just has to get this thing home over the next 15 minutes of running here tonight to at least get a win out here at Twin Ring Motegi. And I'll tell you what, I can feel the magic in the air already, Steve. The spiritual prowess of the car is starting to come into Jamie Davis's favour. And again, if he can keep it clean, keep it mean, he could be on here for one hell of a win in race number 2 here tonight.
Quash is in. Quash is in. Let's see where he comes out in comparison to Jamie Davis. How far is Jamie Davis behind him at the moment? The gap is
19 seconds.
19 seconds. I believe that Jamie will have him.
He should. We've had Connor Nixon in the chat saying, what's going on here? What a giga track. Hey, you know what? It's a little hidden gem, Connor. This circuit has provided some absolutely fantastic racing so far here tonight. And I think it is one of those tracks that gets overlooked way too much. Davis cracks a 52.98 from Davis. So it was an absolutely epic lap from him over the course of that one. And now with 15 minutes to go, who can challenge him at this point, Sinker? I mean, Kennedy's a bit too far back, and Clutters isn't lapping fast enough.
Yep, Clutters has got himself out of the pits, and he's how far behind him now?
2.2 seconds off the back of Davis.
2.2. That is some spectacular lapping, spectacular driving there. That was like that last lap. He was like more than 4 seconds on Clutters' outlap. That's unreal. Clutters' last lap was a 156.624 with Jamie Davis on the 152.984. That is ridiculously fast. He is totally on fire.
And he is just firing on all cylinders at this stage. And as we mentioned, it all is now going to come down to that self-preservation. It's going to come down to that, the willingness to keep tracking these. Preservation, we'll say. Preservation, preservation. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Self-preservation from Jamie Davis at this stage in time. That's all he needs to do if he wants to take home the win. Clutters, he's not lapping fast enough. He hasn't even gotten anywhere near the fastest time that Davis has done. So right now, I mean, who's going to challenge him at this stage, Steve? It's going to take Davis to drop down the pace, Burridge to start lapping 52s consistently. Kennedy's a bit too far back to really put in this challenge. With 13 minutes to go, I can't really see it going any other way at this moment in time. If Davis can, get that self-preservation about him and keep it clean throughout the rest of this race.
Look, he's a solid driver. He's just going to hit his apexes and go for it. We've seen him do it from the front other nights. And Clutters is just going to have to... Yep, there he is. Clutters has just put the foot down. So he's sitting on 153.462. So he's got a gap there of, 13 tenths on Burridge. So it's going to be a fight for third and second. I think Burridge and Crosby, out of the M1 boys. Again, Burridge, Crosby and Kennedy in the top 5. They're doing sensational.
Yeah, and they are not all quite together. Kennedy's currently in a heated battle with Daly about 5 seconds off the back off of Crosby. But, they're in the 5. That's where they want to be. And Crosby at this stage would still be leading the championship. So, but what it's doing is it's dragging Davis further and further up the pecking order and possibly giving him an opportunity at this title if he can do well the next 3 weeks.
Davis has joined the title too late. He's joined it 2 rounds ago. So he's on the scoreboard. He's down in the bottom echelons at the moment.
Yeah,
so
he's got like 352 points to gain. So there's no way he can challenge for that. But I'm not sure what the point structure is like for the rest of them now. But if he keeps driving like this, he'll definitely work his way up. Maybe a third or fourth might be on the cards. But I tell you what, there's while we're flapping away, Travis Daly's on 2 seconds on the back of Kennedy, and then also behind Schultz has got Quashi and Steve Martin on the back of him, 2 tenths and 1 tenth. So I think Schultz is going to get past any second. Cowan just passes Fitzpatrick in the field as well. Well, I tell you what, Steve, I think, speaking of Kennedy, if he finishes here and Viger finishes where he is, this is now actually going to put Kennedy P2 in the championship. I did do the maths before I said this. He's currently 15 off the back of Viger with the drop rounds involved. Actually, no, sorry, no, he's 39 off the back of Viger. So I think he'll be... I'm not sure what the point spread is, 100%. So I can't really say for certain, but he'll either be P2 or he'll be like right on the cusp of P2 in the championship after this race here tonight, if he can finish in P5.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Laura, yeah, it doesn't matter where the boys finish, as long as they finish well and they have fun. It's all about enjoying it out there and doing the laps. Brad's still learning, so you can see that he's on a D license, so he's for where his license is, he's doing really well. He's on an entry-level license. The rest of the boys are on A's and B's, no C's, so he's 2 license levels behind. And you know what? He's learning and cutting laps with some really fast guys, and that's the way to learn, driving faster guys than yourself.
Well, I mean, it also goes back to kind of, I believe we were saying it last Tuesday, and I think I even said it on Friday with Toddy. You know, he just needs to focus on getting his licenses up, start doing some officials. Oh no, we've commentator cursed him. He's had an incident. But he just needs to focus on getting through the licenses, get that safety rating up, and just get comfortable, you know, in the cars. And then when he gets that A-class license, focus on what car he wants to drive. I was about to say he was lucky not to hit the wall, but then he did.
Yeah, unfortunately, he hit that wall. That could have done some damage.
So yeah, so basically what me and...
Oh, here we go.
We can see it though. Daly wants it on the inside of Kennedy. Not quite close enough this time by I don't know if you caught Friday's stream, Steve. But me and Toddy...
Quashi and Schultz.
Let's check it out. Oh, it is a heated battle.
Here we go. Oh, Quashi's going to try to take him on the outside. Schultz is going to push him as wide as possible. And then behind them, we've got Martin as well looking for it. This is very, very close. Let's keep it clean, lads. 2 by 2. Oh, look at this. I think Quashi got a little bit of better exit, but they're going to be going 2 wide. And have a look at the guys behind him all tucking in. We've got 3 wide now. Who's going to make the move? Schultz is going to take it in, and Quashi needs to make sure he gets in front of Martin so he doesn't lose that spot during the battle. Well done, lads. It's not over.
Weston into it as well. We're on board now with Scotty Weston. Chucks it up over onto the proper racing line. He doesn't want to cause anything with these boys. He wants them to self-decompose, and he can just pick up the pieces at the end of the day. So yeah, he's a talented operator. It's been a little while since he's been at his height, at his peak. Just super close there with Martin.
Yeah, well, Martin's fighting for a podium here. Martin's sitting in 3rd place for the AMs at the moment. He wants to catch Schultz to get their 2nd place. Fitzpatrick is gapped that group by 5 seconds, so he's taking the AMs out at the moment.
There's Fitzy, and there's Schultz. That's the gap. You can see Taylor lurking in the background. He's just hoping to close in up on them, try and hope that Weston may let him pass so he can put some pressure on Martin for P3 in the amateurs at the moment. Absolutely nothing between these guys at this stage.
Yeah, Quash needs to be really careful here because he's battling away with Schultz trying to find a line. And what's going to happen, he's going to try to pick a line, and Martin's going to dive into that gap he's left, and he's going to be stuck in no man's land.
We see it's the battle of the Mustangs. Schultz, Quash, Martin, and Weston.
So close. Weston's in there as well now. Some great driving by these boys. Good effort out there, Schultz. He started in P1. He is down to 9th, but he's done really well.
I know we've been saying this all night, Steve, but Schultz is beginning to become the cork in the bottleneck at the moment because they've now dragged Brett Taylor into the battle as well. So
he's lucky we're on live broadcast, and I can't say call him what I want to call him, but actually I could call him Tampax.
Yeah, we have to wait till we're after 10 o'clock before we can actually call him what Steve wants to call him. But Tyson McAvoy is always saying you're welcome. What are you saying? What, did Tyson select this circuit, or what is he told?
I don't know. I think he's saying you're welcome because he's coaching. He's coaching.
Oh, look at Martin! Look at this! No, he's lost it on the grass.
Martin's touched the grass. Unfortunately, he tried to go 3 wide where he couldn't fit a car. He hasn't lost it, but he's done well.
What he has done, though, is he's now dropped off the podium to Taylor.
He has. Oh my God, if Taylor gets his podium, we are on for a screamer, but he's not giving it up just yet, but Taylor isn't giving it up either. Taylor can smell the blood in the water. He wants this podium 2 weeks in a row.
I'll tell you what, he is a simulated champagne addict, as much as you may want to call him that. There are other things we could call him too, but we're not quite late enough in the night to say it, but he is just like fixing for that next hit, and he will do anything to try and stick with these boys now. He's P3 on the road. He's already got 1 trophy in the cabinet from last week. He wants to make it 2. We got 5 minutes left of racing. All he has to do is survive.
I've got goosebumps, mate. I've got goosebumps.
Mate, it is, the intensity levels are rising. I mentioned previously, throughout the previous weeks, of the pressure gauge. Well, right now the pressure gauge has just blown off and put a hole in the roof. There is pressure all over these boys at the moment.
Look at Quashy on the back of him. He's going all over. Tyson's trying to claim credits for him, but you know what? Tyson may be coaching him out there, but you know what? Schultz has always been a very good defensive driver, even before he drove for PSR. When he was racing for Team SRW, even when he was racing for After Dark, he was always a very good defensive driver, but Quashy's got him here. He needs to now make sure. Oh, look at that. He switched across. Nearly shut the door on it, but oh my God, that was close.
That was a big wiggle from Schultz there. He needs to paint that. He needs to rock out with Jamie Davis's livery, because he's rocking like a big red car right now. He wiggled that much then. And now all over the back of him is Weston and Taylor, and there could be a bit of a fruit salad battle happening up here into the last 5 minutes.
Weston, he's got himself in front of Martin.
Oh.
He's got himself Martin. He's on podium
Taylor
still.
wants him down the inside as well.
Here we go.
The Pro-Am drops.
He is
gives
on
Taylor
fire.
some run.
Look at him go.
And now Taylor just wants to chase down Schultz for P2. It is not over Red Rover just yet.
The good thing about what he's just done is he's got Scotty Weston in between himself and Steve Martin. Steve Martin and himself are fighting for a podium here, and it's put a plug in between them, so he's going to pull away now and attack on Schultz. I think Schultz's tyres may be a bit done, because he's been spending a lot of time bottling up the neck and on the brakes.
Yeah, I think
Taylor is catching him at a fast rate.
Speaking of corking the bottle, his tyres are about as cooked as a red wine braised steak right now. There is absolutely no grip left in it for Schultz up ahead.
Great steak right now.
Oh, it'd be so good, wouldn't it? Nice mid-rare. Oh, it'd be absolutely beautiful. But what these boys are cooking right now is good enough for me. It's keeping me absolutely satisfied. And I tell you what, Steve, what a battle it's been so far. I'd hesitate to say this has been race of the season just based on the battles. Pricey loving me little joke 100%. There as well. But this has been awesome.
Just for fairness, but not entertainment, let's just have a look at Jamie and Daniel Clutterbuck and Burridge are doing, and to the boys in the front. Jamie is still got his lead out there. He's gapped it to 2.52 seconds on the back of Clutterbuck. That's pretty much been the same sort of times. They're travelling at the same time. Jamie's best lap was still the 152.9. His last lap, 154.3. So Clutter is matching his times about a 10th behind on pace. So he's pretty safe there. But these boys at the back, you just can't take your eyes off them. It's just going like hell for leather. Brett Taylor is 0.13 on the back of Schultz right now and going to make another go for it. Have a look at the three of them just piling on the pressure on the back of Schultz.
We can see it here.
Podium is slowly disappearing. Taylor wants second place now.
It's looking insurmountable for them to get a win, but a P2 is on the cards for the VMM Esports machine. He's come out of absolutely nowhere, has just snuck his way up into P3 and right on the back of Schultzy, and all of a sudden, 1.5 minutes to go. There'll be one lap left when they cross the line. Taylor will have to go hell for leather if he wants this done. He's got Weston as the buffer between him and Martin. So the pressure's off a little bit from in behind, but all of a sudden, all the pressure, as it has been all night for Schultzy, from P1 moving his way down to P10, it continues, and it will continue all the way to the checkered flag.
Keep it clean, boys, not this late. Jeez, that was close. Oh my God, Martin might be getting around him here. Oh, white flag. We are in the final lap, people. We have got a fight here for the AMS, which we haven't seen all season. It's been spectacular from top to bottom. Here we go. We've got Taylor side by side with Schultze coming down the main straight. Who will be able to outbrake who? I think Schultze's tyres are a little bit second-hand, but Taylor is putting the pressure on him like crazy.
So we are on the final lap. A kind of shadow of darkness is over the track right now, but luckily for us, the boys are absolutely lighting the way. They are lighting it up with this intense battle. It's for P10 on the road, but it's for P2 in the amateurs. Weston's just here for the show. He's just here for the ride. He's bought a ticket and he's ready to go racing here for the final lap.
He's having a sniff as well. Ooh. He's having a sniff. He could be Weston and Taylor side by side. Come on, Weston, stay out of this. Oh, Martin's on the back of Taylor. Oh, Weston's back in the gap now again. Oh, that was a bit wiggly all over the place. How far is Jamie from the finish line, mate? We don't want to miss him crossing it. Oh, there was a spin there. Someone went a little bit sideways.
I think it might have been.
They stayed on track.
They did. So Davis is coming up in towards the final couple of corners. We'll stick with him when he crosses the line, but then we're going to head back to that battle because I don't want to miss a moment of that as long as we can. I'm going to be honest. But Davis around the final corner. A magical end to a magical night for him. In memoriam to his friend, he crosses the line. P1 in race number 2. And takes home victory for the second race. It'll be Clutterbuck P2, Burridge in P3. There's Kennedy in the background in P5. But we're going to head back to that battle between Schultze and Taylor. It's all on here as they come into the final couple of corners. Taylor wants it. He's got the run. Can he get it?
He's going to go for it. He's got the momentum around him. He's made the move stick. Well done there by Taylor.
What a run. Final corner. Final hour
cometh. 12 places. It's not over because everyone else wants to get involved. Everyone wants to look at him go.
Oh my God. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, Brett Taylor.
What a race. I saw someone flash their lights in the background. I think that was just like a congratulations. What a battle. That was a sensational race everywhere. The movements from Jamie Davis coming from 15th positions up to take the feature race. Clutterbuck sticking it out there and managing to get it into second. Chris Burridge in the 6th. The Team M1 again in the top 5 as they've been doing all season. But this battle for second place has been one of the best battles we have had for a long, long time. I'll take my hand off Daniel Schultz. He elbows out everywhere. And to the last minute, still managed to get himself a podium. So congratulations on that. Blake Fitzpatrick in first place. Second place, Brett Taylor, and third, Daniel Schultz in the AMS.
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to try and introduce your friends or your family or anyone in the world to sim racing or to SRWtv, this is the race you show them. The race prowess from those drivers in that one. The racecraft on display. Yes, we had some little moments of error from others, but the battling on track, bar none, was the best we have seen all season across every single series that we host here on Sim Racing World TV. There has been nothing better to this point. And oh my God, what are the pros and pro-ams going to do for us on Sunday, Steve? Because if we're getting that out of the AMs, what are the big boys going to do for us come Super Sunday?
Mate, as soon as I saw the layout of this track and the straights into hairpins, I thought we're going to have some epic dives and battles, and it did not disappoint. This track, I really, really like it. I think it's got a lot of potential for some amazing racing across a lot of different categories. That was sensational, absolutely sensational.
Well, it may have been a hidden gem before, but we've gone mining and we've now put one in the crown of SRW, and that is Twin Ring Motegi. What an epic race it was, ladies and gentlemen. It may not seem like it, but I'm lost for words right now. I'm scrambling to try and describe this as best I can. It was absolutely phenomenal from flag to flag, from incident to incident, from battle to battle. This has been race of the season, bar none. We'll bring up our results now, provisional as they are for the amateurs first. That will then go to victory for Blake Fitzpatrick. I know we didn't really make much out of it, but the battle for P2 was absolutely exceptional in comparison. Brett Taylor P2 gets it done in the dying embers. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. The last 2 weeks, he has been absolutely incredible. and he has just been phenomenal to see on track. Schultzy P3 here tonight. We mentioned he was a cork in the bottle's neck, but he still did well to get to that spot in the first place. Martin P4, King in P5. It was then Morris to Leslie to Vandermeulen, Anderson making up the rest of the amateurs. We'll then head over to our pro-ams for the provisional results, and it's Jamie Davis who farewells a friend, but does it in the best way possible by getting victory in the feature race here tonight for the Pro-Ams. It's then Daniel Clutterbuck in P2 with Chris Burridge out of P3. We then have Darren Crosby in P4 ahead of Stephen Kennedy, who makes up the top 5 with 3 M1 cars in a row there. So then Travis Daly, Andrew Cowan, Michael Quash, Scotty Weston and Craig Healy making up the top 10. Marty Hansen, Billy Mole, Rick Viger and Jeremy Bush will make up the rest of proceedings. A massive thank you to our race controllers here tonight, being Tom Freeman, Jamie Budd and Tyson McAvoy. And thank you everyone for bringing us into your homes here tonight or wherever you may be watching from. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, because if that battle alone deserves your subscription. I mean, it's free and you're helping support us. And if we can provide you battles like that all throughout 2024, why wouldn't you want to be on for the ride? Because it was... I'm punching my ticket now, Cinco. I want to be on for the ride for the whole year because that was epic.
You know what? It wasn't just the guys battling, but we had a battle pack there of Weston, Martin, and Healy. All these 5 boys, like any one of them could have accidentally sent it and caused a massive crash. But the respect and the space given by every single driver on this field tonight, and the way they raced so hard and so close, was absolutely epic. It was crazy. And I'm just, I'm lost for words, mate. It was just nuts. Let's get these boys coming through. I'm looking for the amateurs.
We've got our pros in there at the moment, so maybe we'll just chat to them first because all 3 of them are in there.
Coming through. Where's Brett Taylor? He's probably still chasing the cat.
He probably is. We'll bring in Schultzy since he was at the bottom of the bottleneck there in the end.
Yeah, he came in 3rd, didn't he? So yeah, that's the natural order of progression. Let's drag him in. Mr. Schultz, the Dragon RC himself. How are you, buddy?
Oh, mate. Wrecked.
Mate, can we just say, Schultzy, we are currently bathed in sweat just based on the fact of how intense that battle was. How much is your sim room flooded right now off the back of that battle, being that you had a first-hand experience at it?
I mean, look, if Towers could cope, it'd be good, put it that way.
I mean, it was...
For what? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, we just missed the end of it.
If Towers could cope...
Oh,
it'd be good.
I know, right? I mean, I reckon you might need a bit of a ShamWow sponsorship off the back of that one, just to try and...
I reckon, mate.
Schultzy, I know that this team of yours has helped you grow and be a better driver. Tyson tried to take credit for tonight's race, but I know you better than that. I know that you have been a very, very, very good defensive driver for a while now, even back in your After Dark days, and that was some of the best defending I've seen for a long time, mate. That was reminiscent of Greg Johnson in the rookies, mate. That was spectacular, mate. And you know, you held your tyres off until the end. How hard was it?
Look, I knew that it was going to be a pretty tight race, tough one coming up towards the end. So I just babied them a little bit at the start. I just tried to stick in some of the, when the guys got through, obviously, I tried to stick with them and learn more about the track. I've only had about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours on this thing to try and figure out where I can stop. But yeah, it was a tyres race for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, mate. It was to watch you defend like that was crazy. Elbows out and fair too. There was no sneaky little nudges or anything like that. So you got that demon out of your system, which is good.
Yeah, look, I was tempted to do it a couple of times, but I thought, you know what, let's.
I could see it, mate. There was one move. Was it Hamish? Was it him that we said that might have been under brakes, or was someone else?
Like when there was a move getting made.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. I think there was one real tight one, but I might not have been you, mate. And my mind have got a bit blurry on all that.
I'm going to be completely honest, Steve. I feel like I'm on a high right now off the back of that one, and I'm pretty inconsolable based on the knowledge retention at this stage. It's going to take me the rest of the evening just to examine
Just
and
to recover.
and
Just to
remember
recover.
what's actually happened in the race. I'm gonna be honest.
All Hamish is thinking about his red wine and steak right now, mate.
I am, mate. I am. I'll tell you what.
Listen, Schultzy,
Schultzy, up
we'll
to
let
you.
you go because you're probably on a bit of an adrenaline buzz yourself, and you want to get in and have a chat with your boys and jump around and sing and dance and pop a champers court, maybe even have a shoey.
Something like that, yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Congratulations, mate. Epic fight. When you watch this back, you will absolutely love it, and I think you will keep this video in the vault to show the kids and the family in future days of how to defend and what an epic race. It might not have been a podium top step, mate, but you know what? It was a fantastic drive. So congratulations.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
I tell you what, Schultzy, even though you didn't come off on the positive end of being able to keep that P2, I highly recommend you watch this back because even watching it from an outside view of the car, the battling was like, I have no other words. It was unbelievable. Like, it was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
All right,
Fantastic.
mate. Listen, can you thank who supports the PSR boys, and we will kick you out because we've got a lot of excited people to talk to.
Oh, fair enough. All right. First off the bat, Mr. McAvoy again. He's getting all the shout outs, isn't he? Yeah. Bison up there, let me drive the PSR Mustang. It's absolutely fantastic and an honor to drive this thing. Performance Sim Racing obviously is the team. Toyo Sim is one of the sponsors. Too Easy Finance. Me bro. West End Motor Group. Cowie, the solo acoustic rock artist. You got to go check him out. He's pretty good. Funny. I like him. He's all right. Paramedic Izuzu. Don't forget about that. And yeah, thank you, admin and SRW, for chucking on an awesome race. Yeah, thank you very much, boys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, our pleasure. Congratulations, mate. And hoping to see you back up here again next week for another battle, mate. You have definitely got yourself in a really good position for the championship at the moment.
Yeah, that's kind of from next week onwards. I took some risks tonight, so back them off again.
All right, mate. Congratulations, and we'll speak to you again soon. All the best, buddy.
No worries. Thanks, boys. See you later.
All right, let's drag in Mr. Brett Taylor.
Brett Taylor. Cometh the man, cometh the hour. 2 weeks in a row. You're going to have to buy a trophy cabinet at this point, mate.
This is...
Look at that. Get a Tesla ticket, mate.
I've used all my luck tonight. That was a seriously a round of coulda beens.
Mate,
could have been.
Even
it
not
was
just
very calculated. The guys all around you guys, the fight was there, and everyone was being fair. There's a couple opportunities where someone could have stuck their nose in but didn't, and it was some of the best racing we've had for a long, long time, mate. You're gonna watch this back, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna your heart's gonna be pumping. You're gonna need the oxygen bottle and a defibrillator sitting beside you because you're gonna see some of the close moments and how close it actually was.
I needed more than the oxygen bottle at the end of that first race.
Hey, Brett, can we send you the bill for an endocardiogram possibly? Because an endocardiogram, it's a heart test. Because some of that battling, mate, and the fact that you took it all the way to the final lap, final sector, got the move done up into P2. Me and Steve couldn't believe it by that point. We were like, I mean, what could happen from the VMM Esports car here? And you managed to pull it off, mate. It was absolutely sensational.
Up 12 places.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I drove angry in that second race because I got shafted in the first.
Well, I reckon you need to drive absolutely just pissed off at the world for the rest of this season because you're going to win races if you do that.
Yeah. Put a cat in your lap and just get it to claw you.
Well, my missus was sitting here before, but anyway. Yeah, no, look, that was...
She'd leave the room, mate, because she was too stretched. She didn't want to watch you pass out.
She didn't want me to see me put my fist through the monitor. Yeah, no, that was good fun, that second race. I drove angry that all the way up to that first pit stop, and then the second pit stop I was even angrier because they were like 8-9 seconds in front of me, and it was like all of a sudden they just started coming back. And it was 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Then I had Scotty Weston, Schultzy, they were all there, and it was like, oh right, I'm having a dip.
You had a big dig, mate. It was a big dig-a-ling, I tell you right. It was spectacular racing, mate. It was really good. Scotty Weston and the boys behind you, I thought at any point any one of them were going to stick their nose in there, and it was It was spectacular racing, mate.
Yeah.
A lot of respect to all those boys. The way they
Yeah,
raced
yeah,
was just top shelf stuff, mate.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
shelf
it was
stuff.
fantastic. No one took anyone out. It was just there was a lot of rubbing going on in those last couple of laps from everybody, and it was awesome fun.
Oh, excellent, mate. Do you have people that you need to thank out there?
Yeah, mate. Obviously, SRW. Geez, this is the second week in a row I've had a crack at this.
I know.
Bobby Brown Tools, Valve Motorsport, Valve Esports. Sorry, the boys at Valve backing me in. Woo, let's go. I've shafted us for the championship, but I'm going to keep cracking on. But anyway, yeah. Look, everybody, thanks. All the other blokes, the blokes too as well. Good fun.
I'll tell you what, Brett. What you got to do now is you got to get on the podium in vets for Split 2 next season.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
You gotta do it for us, and I'm gonna tell Steve if it happens. And then if it happens again in SRW, I mean, who knows what could happen for you, mate? You'll be going places eventually.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'll be going.
Just a quick one, mate.
Yeah, mate.
You could be in the top spot of the ladder.
No, I don't reckon I will.
There's 8 points on Schultz.
Yeah, but then they finished 10th and 9th.
Oh, yeah.
In the first race, and I finished 22nd or 23rd.
Yes, the first race. I forgot about the first race. I was my brain's already kicking you out and forgetting about what's going on.
I don't care if you want to scratch that first race, and we'll just go with the main race if you like.
Go with the money round.
Go the money round, yeah. Anyway.
All right, mate. We've got to get you out of here. We've got some more boys. Congratulate. Fantastic to have you up here 2 weeks in a row, mate.
2 weeks in a row, mate.
Back Cherry last week. And now you've got your second position. So maybe next week you get your third position.
That's it. Let's hope so. Fingers crossed.
All right, buddy. Take care. Good luck.
On you, boys.
All right, we've got Blake Fitzpatrick in there, and we've got then all the pro-ams. Let's get it cracking. Mr. Fitzpatrick, congratulations on the top step of the AMs, mate. How was that for you? That good?
I don't know if he's speechless. It was that good.
Yeah, I reckon he's left the room.
Sorry, on mute.
No,
My bad, boys. Pretty good. First win for the season. Can't say much more about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll give you a pass then for being muted because you weren't used to it.
Yeah, exactly. First time here.
Well, we've had the first last weekend. We had Brett last week for the first one for first cherry. And is this your first one for the season or first one for SRW?
First one for anything, mate.
Oh, it's 2 weeks in a row we've had that happen.
Wow.
But never been on the stream before.
That is we popped 2 cherries 2 weeks in a row there, Hamish.
Mate, we're on a roll.
Well, you didn't have that much pressure from the AMs, mate. You had yourself a good gap of about 5 cars, so that was good because your pit strategy and everything seemed to work for you. Were you aware of how far you were ahead of the AM boys?
Yeah, I was right behind. I'd realised I'd caught up to Steve, and he obviously won the first race, so I'd caught up to him before the pit stop, and then everyone was battling, so I pulled in early, come out, and realised I was in front of everyone. Next thing I knew, they were all 5 seconds back, and I realised some chaos was going on back there. Had Cowie to follow around the track. That was like a real-life track guide, so that was good. I think he thought we were battling, but he's the only reason I know how to drive these cars, so... Yeah, good to follow him around for a bit of a race.
No, well, the Cowie definitely knows the tracks, knows which apexes to hit and everything like that. It's just a matter of just him putting them all together at once to get the better optimum times. But so, as long as you had fun, mate, that's the most important thing. And we popped your cherry this week in round. What are we in? Round 6.
Round 6.
Yeah, so excellent racing, mate. Who do you need to thank for to get you out on track with sponsorship and family?
Or probably SRW first because they're putting it on. But after that, be Pacific Esports Racing. They've done a lot for me this season. Like they've brought me on board. All their sponsors: Tim Nickel Photography, Lake Edge Hotels, W Energy. Probably forgetting some, but yeah, all those.
That's
guys.
all right, mate. That's all right. There'll be a post anyway because the boys always do a nice post with the photos and everything like that. The boys at your team, so it's always awesome to see them out there. Look, mate, congratulations on your first podium ever, and
boys.
Make sure you back it up next week, mate. Let's keep going.
Hopefully, I'm talking to you next week, boys. Have a good night.
Thanks, mate.
Excellent, mate. Have a good night and congratulations.
See you, boys.
All right, who we got next? Who was next?
Chris Burridge.
Burridge. All right. Mr. Burridge, how you doing? First of the M1 boys, 5 of the M1 boys in the top 5
You
again
mean
this
three?
week.
Three in the top 5.
Yeah.
M1,
Yeah.
yeah, M1.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. I'm
Oh,
losing
you're
my head today. How did it go, mate? How did you feel? How was it fun?
It was great fun. Yeah. We did pretty good. I think like the temperature of the track really got to us though. I think our setup was pretty good in the cooler weather, but then yeah, once it got warm, it was really hard to push. Yeah, but it was good.
So the rear end was starting to play around a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I reckon I was catching up a little bit here and there, but as soon as you just try and go a little bit harder, you just lose all your gains.
Oh, so it was on the edge. So basically, the harder, the faster you got, the more it was costing you and heating the tires.
Yeah, I think
just
so.
keep backing off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Well, it looked like all three of us were in the same boat too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can see you. There were some corners that I could see all M1s just wiggling the same sort of way as that traction was
Yep.
sort of losing coming out of corners.
Yeah, and we basically share setups. Stazza was a little bit wayward with his, but yeah, I think it really basically went down to the heat. I think most of our setups sort of were similar, but yeah, they just hurt us a little bit. I think.
Well, it's still a fantastic race, mate. You still did
Yeah.
really well. I'm just trying to see where you are in the points scheme of things. You're sitting in ninth as of round 5.
Yep.
So you'll make a few places up there tonight from your performance. But the M1 boys are all up there anyway. It's like Darren Crosby and Steve Kennedy in first and third. You'll catch up a little bit on that. So that's nothing wrong with that. It's a good night out.
I know. Yeah, well, it's good. Yeah. Yeah,
Excellent.
the boys do well all the time. So
Yeah, well, I see you guys. I'm part of your Discord. I never go in there, but I always see all you guys practicing in there. You guys do a fair bit of work out there, so it's good to see as a team that you guys are out there having a bit of fun as well.
yeah, thanks. Yes.
Yeah. So who you got to thank for your that helps you guys get around track
Yeah.
in the series?
Alrighty, well, obviously, big thanks to Dazza and M1 Used Cars up in Queensland. If anyone is after a good quality used car, go and see him. Obviously, want to thank you guys, SRWtv. The stream's always awesome. Obviously, thank the league and Warren and Brown Tools as well.
Yeah, they're bloody legends, those guys.
Yeah.
They're unreal. All right, cool, mate. Well, we'll let you go. Good luck, and we expect to see you up here in the coming weeks as well, because you seem to be getting faster and faster every week.
Yeah, I'll try my hardest. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, mate. Well, congratulations, dude. I'll catch you around and see you next week for another massive race.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
All right, Mr. Clutterbuck. Let's drag the fella in. Here he is. He travels around Australia. He comes back to racing after 9 months away, and he's already in the thick of things, fighting for podiums. How you going, mate?
Good, Steve. How you going, mate? It's not a bad intro.
Oh, mate, you know what? How am I going? My voice is going because the racing was absolutely epic. You guys put on a big show up front, but then these guys down the back, the AMs tonight was next level again. Hamish and I have had an absolute blast across these two races. How fun was it for you out there? You guys had some good pace for both heats. You seemed that you settled into the car really well and you were very comfortable.
Yeah, the first race I probably wasn't so quick, and I've had some good battles with Rick for a while there, but I overtook him twice. But then I was just on the ragged edge, and if you pushed a little bit too hard, you're off the track. And made a couple of mistakes and got back by me, but it was still a lot of fun. But yeah, second race wasn't too quick before the first pit stop, but after that first pit, sort of managed to settle in and put in some better lap times, which was good because I had the real fast guys around me, and I was just trying to keep up with them. And lucky I didn't make too many mistakes. So it was a good race. Pressure was on the whole way. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to call and good to watch. It's I don't think we had a moment where there wasn't something going on somewhere in the track. I think your fight early on with Dan Schultz was pretty cool. He was holding you up for a fair way. Was it hard to get past him to find that place where you're going to go for it?
Yeah, it was a bit tricky because I sort of wasn't used to where his braking points were, so I had to be really careful for a few laps that I just didn't run up behind him. He sort of he braked a little bit differently to me, so just had to watch out for that and find the right time to try and stick my nose in. And like he managed to do it pretty cleanly. He gave me some space, which was good.
Yeah, I was watching his race line. He was cutting some of the corners shallow, so to keep you off wide and on the centre. Were you sort of watching to see which corner he took which way, so you can plan that move?
Yeah, pretty much. Just waiting to just watching to see what he did again. So when it came time to get a bit closer and make a move, that I wasn't going to hit him. So that's generally the plan. Just sort of see how they race for a lap or two, and then pick the best spot when the opportunity comes up.
Yeah, excellent. Well, it was a really well driven race, mate. You did really well. Epic fighting and washing out there. Kwashi had a bit of an up and down race. Where did he end up finishing? He ended up finishing. Where is he?
It's maybe 7th or 8th or something down there.
Ninth. But he was right on the. He was a bit back from Fitzpatrick, so he had a little bit of a time on his own there for a while. He had a gap front and back of him, so I think the second part of that race he was in La La Land. But it's good to see both of you out there having some great fun and driving really well.
No, it was a good night. Thanks again, as always. I appreciate you guys putting this on. It's a great night. We really enjoy it.
Excellent, mate. Who do you need to thank to get you on track and into the sim?
Yeah, so as usual, thanks to TMX Transform, supply chain consultant, for being our main sponsor. Thanks to Quatchy for keeping me company during the races, and thanks to you guys, SRW and Warren Brown Tools. So as I said, do a great job and keep on doing it. Thanks, because we love it.
Excellent, mate. Congratulations. It's good to have you back out on track and good to see the TMX cars fighting it out as well. Good luck for the rest of the season. 3 more rounds to go, mate, and a title fight on the line.
No, thanks very much. And do me a favour, get that AM banner off my car now.
We'll leave that to Hamish to do for you. Hamish, can you fix that?
Yeah, mate. We're going to get them all fixed. Don't worry.
We will. All right, legend.
We're trying to make people
mate.
think that you're doing better than what you actually are. That's all it is.
I'll leave it on. Thanks, guys. All the best.
All sense of security. Take care, buddy. We'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Cheers. All right. My buttons, are they working? Or is this thing just doing its own thing? Can you... Oh, no. Oh, damn. Mr. Davis, I don't know what's going on. Here, you got him. Excellent. Mr. Davis, how you doing, buddy?
A lot less stress now that's finished.
Well, up 15 places in that race, mate.
Yeah, I said beforehand I'm just going to do Ricardo style, lick the stamp and send it.
It was clean, just like Ricardo. Not so much as Yuki Tsunoda on the weekend, on his own, mate, after the race. But very, very clean, mate. Nice to watch. A lot of fun. We sort of watched you battle all the way through, and then you just took it away, mate. And once you got a gap of 2 seconds, you were in just relax mode.
Yeah, driving with a bit of anger in that second race didn't really help. But once I was in front, I was just trying to maintain the gap, but also not make mistakes.
Yeah, you had a tough one in the first heat. You're not the first one that's told us they drove with anger tonight. Brett Taylor said the same thing. He drove with anger, and he was up 12 places. So maybe driving angry is not too bad, but angry and measured at the same time, yeah, because you didn't do anything silly. You just kept sending it and finding the gaps.
Yeah, definitely a couple of passing manoeuvres had a lot of trust in the competitors to not turn down, or a couple of really, really close ones. I was actually chirping the rears going, but everything worked out.
Yeah, I think by this stage, like round 5, everyone sort of gets to know each other a bit better and they know what they can and can't get away with. And the driving seems to become just a little bit more gentlemanly, but still really hard door bagging.
Oh, and it just shows how everyone's racecraft is 3 straight rounds. Well, since I've been joined back to Tuesday, no safety cars.
Yeah, we actually picked one tonight, didn't we, mate? I think you said Hamish would have one, and we were very surprised that we didn't get one. It was a track that we thought that would have a few issues with all the hairpins in it, but yeah, everyone was really respectful, really nice driving, and great to watch. So much so that I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight, mate.
Oh, definitely. I turned the aircon off for that second race, and that was a mistake.
Well, Laura was out there cheering for you guys like crazy. She was nearly every second chat when I look on the YouTube there, doing really well. The livery looked awesome. We had you guys out there lapping before the race, so condolences to the family, and I hope just that little things that we do on the sim like this world that help makes things that little bit easier. But the red cars looked really cool tonight with the number 70 on the bonnet.
Yeah, that's it's a livery. My girlfriend's pa ran late 60s, early 70s, so it was great to get permission from the family to run it. They all tuned in tonight and watched. Yeah, very, very thankful. And yeah, I'm just glad I could take him for my last ride.
Yeah. So what did he actually race, mate? What kind of car did he have, and do you know what sort of level he was racing at?
It was a Ford something. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah, he was just like state level at Calder Park and Bathurst, late 60s and 70s. He bumped doors with Brocky when Brocky was having his relaxing weekends.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So he's been out there, and it's part of the lifestyle. So it's a good way to remember him. It's excellent, mate. Well, what we'll do is people will go back and watch this because it was an epic race, and he won't be forgotten because of that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope the family enjoyed it. Epic drive tonight, mate. And off its scale. Watching you come through the field was spectacular. So congratulations.
Yeah, just spewing Pa couldn't watch it. He'd watch the replays every Wednesday, and yeah, just absolutely loved the series. But yeah, thanks to everybody tuning in, the comments and everything. It just means a lot, this one.
Oh man, I'm sure he's been able to see it wherever he may have ended up, mate. So
yeah, exactly.
Definitely felt like he was in the passenger seat, telling me how to drive tonight.
No, it was you definitely did drive like a man possessed all the way through. Check your messages. I've sent you a message, and I expect a yes. All right.
You're still going on that. You can't give him a moment of reprieve, can ya?
No.
I reckon, Jamie. Honestly, I said in the broadcast, I reckon you boys should keep running this livery for the rest of the season. Just because you don't miss it on track, and it looks a bit better than just a plain white car. So, I reckon this should be the go-to for the rest of the season at least.
Well, we might leave the bonnet the way and just everything else SRW, so we'll see how we go.
I might have a word to the family and yeah, see if they're all right with that.
Yeah. Look, mate, either way, it's fantastic watching you race out there. It was a great battle watching you come through the field. Congratulations again for another epic drive. Good luck for the rest of the season. You're not really in a title contention because you started late, but I'm sure you'll make your way up the ladder with all the way styles that you're driving at the moment, mate.
Yeah, I set a goal when I started at Silverstone. If I can get top 12, then yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, I reckon you'll get top 12 easy. I reckon you should be aiming for. You got 3 races to go. I reckon in the top 10, mate. In the top 10. That's my pick. All right, that's my prediction. We'll leave it at that.
Not a problem. I'll try make that true for you.
Mate. Good luck and condolences to the family, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and see you next Tuesday night, mate.
Thank you very much, Hamish. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, everybody.
Thanks, mate.
All right, mate. Take care of yourself. Cheers.
See you.
Well, Steve, that'll bring us down to an end of our broadcast here tonight.
I'm just trying to wonder what Tyson McAvoy's doing in here.
I know he might want a private chat with us, though. Who knows?
He might want a private chat with us,
Yeah,
or is he just
possibly.
want to have a chin wag with us?
Maybe.
Oh no, he's unmuted himself.
He has.
All right, Tyson,
I
what
just want to
brings you
say,
through?
while we're here, I'll just put my 2 cents in on how amazing the race was tonight from everybody out there who's watching the racing room. The respect that the boys had out there was fantastic. You had 6, 7 car battles, everyone giving heaps of room. You only had a couple of incidents out there tonight, so it kept us quite entertained and fixed on the hot racing. And a big congratulations to the entire field, especially those boys in that middle pack there for the top 10, which you guys had your eyes focused on. And Stephen is screaming like a little girl on how exciting that race was. So kudos to the entire field.
It was probably one of the one of the most intense racing we've had all year. I reckon the battle, not because it was because there was like 5 cars that could have come out of any of those corners in front position. I was just waiting on the edge of my seat for someone to make a little bit of contact and have someone go around. But it was like everyone was so respectful, and we're talking 2/10, 1/10, Tyson, on the timing board. And to be driving that close, 5 cars consistently for like lap after lap after lap, swapping, going 3 wide, 2 wide, was just unreal. Some of the best racing we've had all year, mate. It was really, really good. And I'm so stoked that I was here tonight to witness it and call it with Hamish.
Yeah, definitely. With those AM drivers punching on with the pro guys or the pro AMs and showing them who's boss, showing they're not afraid to mix it up the fast guys and, putting their cars in those great defensive positions, moving across it perfectly in the rules. And it was great to see, as you said, and definitely one of the best races we've had at SRW this season.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, I'm cooked. Hamish, you cooked?
Yeah, mate. I'm just sitting here in a wallow of trying to mentally figure out what we've just seen occur on track, but that will bring an end to our broadcast tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us once again here on Sim Racing World TV. This has been the Wine and Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series, round number 6 at Mobility Resort, Motegi. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe as well if you haven't already, and click the bell icon so you are notified anytime we go racing. We'll be next live tomorrow night, 7:50 p.m. for the Shannon's Insurance Formula 3 Nationals out at Bathurst for our second F1 Shadow round and our 6th round of Season 1 this season for those boys. There's only 4 rounds left in those old F3 cars, and then we move up to the Super Formula Lights for next season. But for myself, Hamish Munro, it's Stephen Sinkovic alongside me. Thank you all for joining us once again here tonight, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Steve, tell them what you tell them.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Tune in Saturday night for an epic bit of fun. We're going to take rain to the next level at SRW with 3 races starting at 8 p.m. So come in and make sure you watch that, and make sure that you come and watch the rest of the series that are on Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. Have a blast. Drive hard. Stay safe.
Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us.